one being representing a man for Uptown TV. You understand?
31st staging of Rebel Salute, and trust me, we have experienced some good performances throughout the night into the morning. Right now we have Jam Mason on stage and he's doing wonderful, but just before he came on, we had Louis Culture, the ever vibrant.
Olgangali. Oh, you know, I am so upset that I had to leave.
He's hearing you. He's hearing you.
Oh, he's there. Oh, Louis Culture.
He's hearing you. Headset on and everything.
Louis Culture, my brother. I'm so upset that I had to rush out of there just as you were about to take the stage and get back to the studio because of the unforeseen circumstances. But greetings again. Welcome, my brother. Olgangali, how you do, sir?
Give thanks. So we just want to tell you before we start, so just keep up the good work, because we are listening to you. See?
Yeah, man, and we are listening to you, Tina. We love the music, man. Thank you, my brother. Thank you so much for the work you're doing. You know, I just missed the performance, so go and check back with Nick and come forward to you. Nick, oh, was it Olgangali, man?
As I said, Kabu, ever energetic. I mean, give you a good vibes. He said, one can say, you know, he brought back the crowd vibes, because before him we had Raheem Bose, I mean, aka Valiant, and of course, while Valiant probably on another stage would have set the place on fire, no, Rebel Salute is not necessarily his type of crowd. So after I finished and the Gangali came on, then we were back to the regular Rebel Salute. And as I said, no disrespect to Valiant, but
no disrespect to Valiant. Valiant was between Olgangali and Richie Spice.
I have to give him. You have to give him credit to, because he was valiant. You know what I mean? Determined to say, you're not going to flop me today.
I want to talk about his music. I hope you can get him, Nick, because I want to talk about his music with him in a little while. Because you see, there's something there. But I go back to Louis Culture. Louis, my brother, I mean, holding it as usual. I mean, this is something that you do, and you do very well. And we asked you last year when we were eyeballing each other, you know, how you managed to do this. So we're not going to ask you that this year, because you tell us nicely. But just what was the vibe like for you on this year's Rebel Salute? Because so many things were different, including the crowd size, which we'll talk about shortly. But what was the vibe like for you?
Well, you know, a Rebel Salute, and anytime we come out, we perform 100%. So
yes,
if a one person today, we get 100%.
Yes.
If a 10 person. But the vibes was great, because I want to tell you, you know, last night, we go Kingston and forward, and it's like flu. Lick me down. So I wonder if we reach Rebel Salute, but today me take some herbal thing and go sweat out and feel better, so we can perform for the people.
Yes. I notice, you know, through the night, the cultural artists like yourself, and this is mainly what the Rebel Salute stage is usually made up of, focused on the current situation in the island. It seems to me as if every artist who took the stage could not ignore not just the current situation, but globally. Is that also of concern to you, Louis Culture? I'm not quite sure if you mentioned it this evening or this morning. Yes.
Yeah, man, definitely. Look, what you know, originally DJs and artists are supposed to be the people on the forefront where really try solve certain problems in the country. See?
I like certain
things in the country, and that we there for do, because it's not about gimmicks alone, it's about reality, because people are depending on we as artists. You understand? Because if an artist sings something bad and something happen in the country, them say the artist them can't sing.
True.
So when we sing something positive, we always must sing something positive. So anything positive happen, they don't really give it the ratings now, but we know what's it.
You know what I admire about him, Kabu? The man is able to make the transition with ease from like a dancehall artist to a singer to the man is able to make the transition so smooth, and nobody really like misses one part or the other. They are just every segment. Whether I miss Olgangali or he's Selassie, whatever he is, you know, I mean, they just enjoy whatever I put forward. Probably only Buju Bantan does it as well.
True. I take the point you're making. Yes.
Well, I know we are doing it from from we are youth. We are do music before me even know some money in it. So
yes,
it's just the love. So I would just like people feel happy and, you know, everybody go home with one love. You know, that's how we work it.
You know, one of the things we're talking about, you know, Louis culture is the transition that the music is making. And ever so often the Jamaican music goes through a transition. And we saw Chuka in the early stages, you probably weren't even there yet, of the program, Rebel Salute this evening, well, yesterday, talking about just taking us through the stages, starting with Mentor and taking us through Ska and Rocksteady and so on.
And as if she's old. Baby.
Yes, I'm behaving like she's old.
Like she have any experience that it is.
Yeah. And one of the things that we have been talking about with Big A here, and also with Tony Rebel himself, is a transition that we see the music going through now, and whether or not we are also faced with a crisis at the same time, or is a storm in a teacup. So you tell us how you see it, Louis culture, because, you know, we are outside commentating, but you're part of all of the transitions. You've been in every single one of the phases from Mentor till right now.
Yeah, well,
so are we facing a crisis?
Big crisis. Because, watch this. I don't see nothing wrong with the music itself, you know. But the voices that are on the record, that is the problem. The message that we are sending right now to the world is very, very negative. In Jamaica, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
At the first, never see every artist, not every, but 90% a new artist coming out. It's the derogative thing and something we never hear about before.
Wow.
They might end us murder, they might end us killing, they might end us all kind of immoral things, see?
Yeah.
So that is the problem I have with the music. But the beats, we don't have no problem with it, the music.
All right, so look here. Go ahead.
Is it that they're singing to their current age group? I am very, very upset and kind of can't deal with the thing where you see men walking, holding on to the belt buckle because they need to keep the pants there. And I mean, you're seeing them underpants and all of that. And I said that to I was complaining to a young man and I was saying, listen, man, we now get no girl if I know, so we are doing it. So is it that I mean what we're seeing now is really what is needed in this new generation with a Gen Z or whatever they call themselves?
No, really, no. You know, people follow fashion. So that go on at Jamaica. My mother always say, follow fashion, monkey lose him tail.
But Louis Culture, let me ask you this because. And this is why I asked about the storm in the teacup, because we remember when we just started out in this business of just preserving and respecting the reggae music and the Jamaican music by extension. But that I remember that every time there is whatever the dancehall sound is, that there's always a backlash on that sound. And so I want to ask if we are being a little bit short-sighted to where dancehall is going now, considering that we have been watching the trend from say the late 80s all the way to now, where there's always a backlash on whatever the current sound is that's coming out of dancehall.
True, long time. Or even in our time, in the 90s, they must say the artists, them are this and that. But I just keep my composure and do what me if you do.
Yeah, because there's always a positive side, which is what's coming out of reggae was always one thing, and then we had Yellow Man, and there was like a backlash there, so. And then later on, you know, chocolate again, don't go wow, come on, you know. Those Shabarangs, you know, and there was a backlash there. Yeah.
Those kind of songs are just, me not see nothing wrong with Triller Load Again.
Triller Load Again, yes.
Yeah. Because them song, they sang a big song, the dancehall way. It never had no negative to me. No
yes, man, because we couldn't play it, man. We get no pushback right us up on the radio, man. Triller Load Again. Yeah. Enough people calling. Yes, man, we are playing it, but enough people calling to say, you know, the song there, you should not play the song there now. If the song they play in the dance.
But play worse than that now.
Exactly. So the point I'm making
and that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yes.
Is it the generation?
Well, it have something to do with it. The generation have something. But listen to me again. I said it's influence.
Yes.
And these things that is going on, and those natural things, so money appear for them things.
Money appear for it.
Yeah.
And another thing I want to ask you about the frequency of the music, because I noticed something tonight, right, and last night into this morning at Rebel Salute.
Yeah.
And I noticed some frequency changes. Because, I'm just going to call it, Nick. Call it?
Yeah, man, call it, man.
All right, so Maxi Priest is on. Maxi Priest gave a A-class, master class performance.
True.
But Maxi Priest called up an artist. I don't know who the artist is. And the frequency changed.
Yes. That happened to me already, I know an artist, positive artist from in Portland. And I went to St. Thomas on a stage going on good, and I see him in the crowd, and he must say, give me peace now, I call him up.
Yes.
When the man come up, me don't know how far he go up with the woman them. Me don't know him as that artist.
So the whole frequency changed because you're vibrating on two different frequencies. One is low frequency and one is high frequency.
Yeah.
And each frequency have them place, But on the grounds in Rebel Salute, I felt that frequency shift and it affected me.
Maxi Priest never know, like how me never know.
Maybe Maxi Priest never know. Maxi Priest never know. But Maxi need to know so that frequency change there affect him set. And that is not to say that the brethren wasn't a good performer, because I think he's a good performer. I just think that together there's a shift from one frequency to another frequency that affect the audience. So what's happening with the frequency of the music though? Because this is what I'm concerned about, is that positive artists like yourself who've been in the business for a long time, vibrating at a frequency, tapping into a frequency that lift up, that is uplifting, lift the spirit. Then we hear some things in our way it is far from demonic in a Louis culture.
The thing, that's why I see me as an artist, me pick and choose who me call up on stage. A man may say Louis now call up, but me not call a man to come change the whole frequency of my thing. You have to know him, say, this him I deal with.
Yeah.
Although sometimes when a man come up on the stage, you don't know what's going on in head. Him change.
You see, that's the thing. And Nick and Louis, say, I know, Richie Spice, Richie Spice got affected by that frequency change tonight.
Yes. Me the backstage when that I go on to.
All right, and Luciana couldn't find him frequency for a good while. And I can tell you why Luciana couldn't find the frequency. Luciana couldn't find... look here, Cardell, I'm a brethren, Cardell Green, I'm a brethren. But I honestly feel that we are to speak what we want, not that which we are against, especially when we come to the art and the creative forces that accompany music. So when him come with the 666 and Lucifer, which is to say that he was against Lucifer, then the whole frequency the end, and it knocked Luciana. Let me tell you something. It knocked Luciana, call me my brethren, because I think it knock you. Because once the minute Cardell said, and I know Cardell going to be upset, Cardell I'm a virgin, but I don't think he did it deliberately, because he said this segment is against Lucifer and against 666, so it is a positive against him. Yeah, man, because if you call Lucifer will come.
In teaching,
Of course.
In teaching, they say, don't reinforce the behavior you don't want. In other words, if you don't want Lucifer in that space, somebody call him name, just lower him.
And that me I say. And look here, hold on, because I forgot to make some stamp, because we say Lucifer, I said, down!
But Kabu, I want to highlight, that your unseen audience is getting bigger, because now we have Jamaican and we also have the gentleman from the Herb Curb.
All right, may I leave you with it, because some of the thing. All right, may I leave you with it.
No, they have it set, they will have it set, so they're hearing you, so you can communicate with them as well.
Yes, and then just before I go to them.
We're not saying Louis culture no way now, stick with them.
Because what we have cure, we have cure. All gangali. Look at Louis.
Yes.
All gangali is Shane answer of cure person, because we say maybe you couldn't sing while the stage thing are gone. So we didn't want to play a little piece of the old gangly.
Okay, yeah man.
Unless you want to touch it for me, because you don't know it go.
I want to be free from all chains and all bangles and rope. Free from all bars and all borders and dope. Free to praise the Lord, becoming and praise the Pope. So I know you want to wash your face in Babylon soap. Me have only for faith and me have only for hope. Life rough and hard, but with it me have to cope. Some take it for the level, some slide down the slope. Silent river run deep, but gangali have to flow. I was born to be free, and we all got free.
Kaboom! Rebel salute in right as I saw them on the time. Right as so. Yeah, man, some of the nicest performance right up on the ground.
Yeah, man, I tell you.
And it's no different. Yeah, man, Gangali there, what way?
So we're going to queue up at Jamaican, you know. So which Jamaican we're going to queue up in a minute?
Before we go over to Jamaican, Kabu,
yes.
We want to deal with the herb curb. As I said, he has his headset on. His name is Dominic McDowell, and he's the manager of the herb curb.
That's your cousin.
Greetings.
Greetings, Dominic. Greetings. Dominic. You see the space where you walk in here, so now you have to make sure you have your hit tune, you know, because we're queue up hit tunes. So which tune for queue up for you?
Alright, so more the richest voice.
You want richest, not matter about your own tune, you know, your own tune. Your tune, me talk, you know.
Nah man, it's timely.
It's tune right yet.
Alright, Dominic, we're glad. Which richest spice you want?
Marijuana on the corner.
Marijuana on the corner. Look here, Shane, and something nice studio, you know, so we're good enough. All right, so go and cue that up, Shane. So, Dominic, you know, last year we had a really good chat, and I was looking forward to being in the Herb Curb this year and to having a conversation with you about where we find ourselves now.
Kabu,
yes.
I don't want to interrupt, but I mean, Louis kind of under the weather and want to port that, so we just want to tell him thanks.
Yes.
And let him big up him people, him happy New Year and all of that, Louis.
Yes, man. Enough prosperity and love, man, for each and every one. All of my fan, each and every one. Big up the whole of Portland or the Boatland. Big up Kingston, Squire, Still Aviv, Southside, TG, Spanglers, Raytown. The whole people them where help Louis culture career bus. See?
Take it easy upon the ground.
And tell everybody, say,
yes.
wish you happy New Year, prosperity.
And to you too.
Stay away from anything negative.
Yeah, man. And to you too, my brethren.
Kabu, enough love, you know, man.
Yeah, man.
Keep it strong all through the years, you know, so just keep it up. See?
Yes, my brother. Safe travel, safe travel.
Give thanks.
Louis culture, oh, Gangali. Yeah. So,
all right, Kabu, Dominic is here with us.
Right. So Dominic, so much has happened in the years since we spoke. You know, one of the concerns that you had, that we raised last year, was the extent to which the Jamaican marijuana industry was being, for want of a better word, because this was my word last year, hijacked by a small minority. And that the expectations that Jamaicans had, Rastafari community, ganja growers, and ordinary Jamaicans, the expectations that we had to enter this industry that promised to be so successful, that these expectations are being dashed. Tell us, where are we now with that? What kind of changes are we seeing? And are these along positive lines?
So I would say there's not that much changes. We still find ourselves in pretty much the same position right now. There is work being done by the Rastafari community to advance the mission and really spread and ensure that those who are a part of the community are receiving as much benefits as they can. There is a lot of lobbying and advocacy taking place to improve the way that Rasta is perceived in the cannabis industry. But the reality of it is there's still no commercial activities that benefit Rasta in the way that it should right now. So, you know, we don't really see the progress that we deserve to see.
Yeah.
I just want to let you know that Jamaican do this, and I know this means something to him too, you know, because, you know, every Rastaman know a Rastaman go through with the herb for years, you know. I know that them say them are free the herb. The Rastaman can't get a look in another thing. And I just want to say too, I was in a discussion, I think it was a few days ago. And like somebody was saying, yo, the man need to come together and deal with them things for the week, because guess what? Everybody can deal with it, and we have said the money is exorbitant, virgin.
Yes.
Or a simple ordinary Rastaman are going to find how much million to put together, and I say, yo, they need to come together, and it was like no care. Look like I just said something.
It's incredible, bro. I mean, like, it's an unequal world we're living in. You know?
Yeah.
Like, a plant. You know, you may have campaign for the plant a while ago, King, because
yeah, man.
I am very medicinal, so, and you know, me have to stand for it. That's what I campaign for.
Yeah, man. Jamaican, Nick, hold the line, because I really do have to take a break. As a session unfolding, I'm live in the studio. I'm just coming from Rebel Salute. We've been there all day yesterday into this morning, and we headed straight for the studio. Me and Nicholas will talk about it in a little while, how this came to be. Nick is right there now with Jamaican and with Dominic McDowell, but Dominic did ask for a little bit of Richie Spice. Richie Spice performed earlier, and I know Turbulence is on stage.
And Turbulence are going.
All right, so we're just teasing Dominic with that because he asked for it. But you know, just as we went into the break, Nick, you shoot a question to Jamaican, which is really to give his own perspective on where we find ourselves today as Jamaicans, African Jamaicans, black people in Jamaica being left out of this industry, this lucrative marijuana industry. Jamaican, your own feelings about it. I hear you say talk about it on the stage earlier tonight.
Well, my own feelings, you know, Empress, is more like we don't have a voice. That means we're more unorganized, moving to the thing to get it done, but we are not organized and we don't have a voice. It's like everyone individually saying their way out or their say. You understand what I say, sister?
Yeah, man, understand, man. Fully.
Yes, which nothing is wrong, but me still say we need to find a way how we can come together and have a voice. Someone who represents the whole vegetable matter.
Well, let me ask Dominic, because, you know, in functioning at the organizational, administrative level, in charge of the Herb Curb at the Rebel Salute all of yesterday into this morning, and last year, and I think before that. Dominic, how does this happen? Because we've been having this conversation for a very long time. Find a voice, unify. But people are genuinely locked out. There are barriers to access. What are you seeing and what can you tell us?
All right, so you have a group by the name of RAGA, which is Rastafari and Ganja and Grassroots Association. You also have the Rastafari Mansions and Organizations, RMO. Those are two groups who are at the forefront right now, which represent various sacramental growers across the island. And they've been working closely with, you know, various regulatory entities to try and ensure that Rasta kind of get a little bit more privileges as it relates to herb. And there's organization taking place that, you know, help to facilitate those who have protected sacramental spaces across the island, so they don't have as much trouble growing and cultivating the crop. So there is progress, you know, but at the same time, there is still more that is needed that is beyond the control of the various groups right now, because at the end of the day, we still have to work with the government, and we're not going to say them, nah, do nothing. But we don't think them are doing enough.
I pray thee. Oh, me check it in, bro. In, like, from I was raised to this age,
yeah,
me learned that in every organization there's a head.
True.
Right? Like, that's the vice, that's the main person.
Yeah.
So as me I said, we as growers and users or whatever, we need to have someone who control the main, like a main head office.
Yeah, man. So
you understand where I'm getting?
Yeah, man. So that's why I say Raga. There's the Raga have an executive committee. Them have chairman. Them have a proper organizational structure. Them have.
But Dominic, let me interrupt you for a minute, because it was just a few months ago, if so much, a few weeks ago, that Rastafari and some of the leaders within Rastafari came out and spoke loudly about the inequities and the barriers that they face to accessing this lucrative industry. So they themselves have been speaking out about the challenges and the difficulties that Rastafari face.
Right, sister, right.
Yeah, man. So they speak about it. They're working towards it. They're combating it. So at the end of the day, there is some unity and some organization that is going into fighting, you know, the obstacles that are there.
Not now come out of that. Let me just speak like you have Ernie Smith not now come out of that, you know it? Although that is way off.
So
because not, you know, I'm tell you why not now come out of that, Dominic, because that has been the talk from day one.
It was on the table already, and then it's there again, and
that was the discussion I was in. And let me I remember now how the discussion started. Here I was around persons I burn the herb. I believe me, Kabu, the herb nearly smell like right God.
Goodness gracious. and you know, and you're right, Nick.
I mean, I said, brother, I want to see a burn. Normally, me a grow man about herb, it a dry a mile away. The aroma dry, and this way you smoke or so.
That is it.
It smell like when a man spray on in cologne or something.
Yes.
And the wear off.
So Jamaican, what going with the herb, Jamaican?
No, check the levels now, Empress. It becomes more, as me say, no one know, and the thing become one organization, one umbrella, so everybody go out individually, and it becomes a business for some, while for me it's more medicinal. Of course, I give someone some, and in return I get back a gift. So I mean, so me deal with it. So I mean, me no know how to approach it my level, because you have other individual who may be approaching it on a more monetary stand.
Something, yeah, man.
So the people who feel like give it that freedom, they kind of hold back, because we are going to get more monetary gain more than. I wonder if you overs.
You know what heard in the conversation, Kabu, there was at least one person who is in government and, you know, would have some experience up the table, up the ladder there. And the person was saying, look, man, is them need to come together and organize, and like the other people who are doing their thing and selling it to tourists and making big money out of it. It's like they are the ones who came together and they are doing it, and it's the other farmers.
Well, and it's more than came together, it's more than coming together. But Nick, I can hear a silence behind you. It looked like the stage. Liquor sell off. Yes. No, we're not liquor, but food juice sell off, and the sound man lock up and gone.
Yes, man. Yes, that's exactly what it is now. So, Rebel Salute 2025 is now was.
Well, the herb curb still open.
Yeah, man.
Definitely.
You know,
but that's a situation, the hypocrisy behind it. I mean, how do you expect the average man, I mean, to get up and just find $2 million and in Virgin find one next two and then put together and find how much million to give some organization one name was CLA?
That are the thinking of that.
Cannabis license authority.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, like, you have farmers who really don't have it and they are good, talented. Poor man.
As usual, the powers that be roll out a little man again by imposing a fine.
Yeah, but Mr. I say, who represent we, like, when you don't have the money and you can do the thing, where do we go from here? That thing they like, who we talk to?
There is no representation.
So again,
taxation without representation.
I say the government now do nothing. But I don't think enough is being done.
Me as an individual.
Him can't say too much, you know, it must be politically correct.
Yeah, we hear Dominic, you know, loud and clear. We're going to play marijuana up on the corner for him again.
You see, me's a non-governmental funding individual.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, speak truth to power, because we understand that a lot of us, and we respect the position that Dominic is in, and the work that he's been doing. And that is also listening to us, because you can help to effect the change. For those of us who are saying, we face barriers to access. I mean, my husband and myself, we tried entering the lucrative ganja industry, marijuana upon the corner. When at the moment that it was decriminalized, and we not get through, no, and I can tell you exactly what was done to us. Right? Oh, we understand. So we have turbulence up at top.
So I was saying, you know, yes. Kabu, I was about to say to you that, I mean, we probably need to I'm not sure we're going to get anywhere with the obvious. So I would mind if right now the entertainment crowd has gathered and we have turbulence and of course we have Jamaican.
Yeah, man.
So we don't want to hold them too long. So
yeah. Turbulence, brother. We hear you in the background, man. Greetings. Welcome to the Africa Forum.
All right, so we are going to give him a mic, and of course.
And in the meantime, Jamaican.
Yeah, we talk about the performances. Jamaican.
Yes, Jamaican want to read him? You want to read him, Jamaican? Because we're going to ask you for performing now. You want to read him? Because Shane and Stample there.
Yeah, man. Give him the answer. Give him the answer.
All right, man. Turbulence, I am growing.
Me know why you run left it thing, you know. Give him the answer, the Kabu. Give him the answer.
You hear that? Look here. Shane and Stample. We're good enough.
Me know I'm not asking the Kabu. Me just remember to stay through them all. So give me the answer. So me tell you, give him the answer.
Shane and Stample, give me the answer.
Me know it's a rhythm.
Look here. So we have the rhythm? All right. So Jamaican.
Shane might not know that rhythm.
A
big rhythm.
I'm Jamaican. I'm Jamaican.
Jamaican.
I say from what day them can't see me in the hills of farm. The food them are for me.
And shoot him and tell Empress.
Hold on. Turbulence.
Give thanks.
Hold up. We hear you a while ago about the place, you know. So hold on there. We're going to Jamaican a rhythm now. So Shane and Stample have the rhythm.
I think we ask you too hard, Kabu. We're going to ask one 16-year-old for the answer.
We're going to ask
one 16-year-old Shane for the answer. He don't know what the rhythm there.
You know, some 13, 16, 13. Jamaican, you this Jamaican?
I mean that.
Yeah, man.
I am Mason. I BFM. I told you. All right. Well, them coulda slip, them coulda slide, them coulda run, them can't hide. Still I see I control our side. Well, them coulda flip, them coulda flop, them try climb up on the top, them drop up. Him and the weather Marcus guide Babylon. Can't see this a truth to me go search for. Them one who Jamaican I work for. Them can't pay Bobo not a chum changer. Cause King Selassie I have me empire. Bobo no strange, so no take me for stranger. We run the range, one go tell the Lone Ranger. Them this the prophet, the priest, the king, them in a danger. Then I know me him never. Alright, them slip, them coulda slide, them coulda run, them can't hide. Still I see I control our side. Well, them coulda flip, them coulda flop, them try climb up on the top, them jump up. Hey, Turbo.
So me go tell them say, I could have been one of the most.
DJ Shane, the unstoppable.
Yeah, man.
Run the track. I was Shane another man. Shane. Run the track, man. You know what? You know what people out there we are lead.
Shane, they attack with a little credit from you.
Run the track, man. I want to Shane.
Run the track, my brother.
Fire from you see thief, look out for liar. From you see smoke, look out for fire. From your spot, Madam Musha, look out for back. I never tell you fi go sin. Go look purging. You should have never mix up in corruption and sin. But listen me nothing, no word me a fling. Together like as a Rasta man. You should do Rasta and go trim. You lose, you no win. You jump out of the fire, now you want jump in. Say from you see smoke, look out for fire. From you see thief.
Turbulence are coming. Turbulence.
Pull up. Yeah, man, give thanks and praise, man. Yeah, IRFM, art, love and respect. To the massive, we support Rastafari and reggae music. Give thanks again.
Every
art,
time.
Love and respect.
Every
Blessed
time.
is the man, woman, and child that walk not in the council of the ungodly and stand in the ways of sinners. Holy Emmanuel, I King Selassie, I Jah.
Rastafari.
Listen me up, well, when me fiscal do start doing me like, Holy Emmanuel, I King Selassie, I Jah.
Rastafari.
Thank you very much, yeah? One love.
Yeah, man. Travel safely on the gravel, my brother.
Yes, sister. Same way.
Man.
You don't know.
Travel safely.
Empress, big up yourself. You
Long
don't know greatness again. Truly blessed. Yeah, man. Give thanks to the vibes again.
Why, Kabu, you miss the audience, man.
Why, may I tell you?
To the world.
It's a nice show on the gravel.
Yes, it's a nice show. Listen, we're enjoying it right as you know, because all we want now is a rhythm where they play either tatty or bogle. You know, so that me good. A song with the tatty or bogle rhythm, so that me good. You know, we can dance better. So anybody who can take the tatty or bogle, we good. You can find one of them.
Yeah.
Eh? We are good at now.
We run out of the artists.
You can't, Nick. You have to go DJ panel rhythm, you know.
Run the track, because
Tati, Bogle, any one of them. You know? It will look for now. So go and write your lyrics in your head, Nick, because it is. Yeah, right? The Suriname brethren did win right out.
Kabu, I have a brother with a nice plant, and want to heal up the man in the ganja field, yes?
All right.
That's what I mean. Blessed love.
Greeting the brother. How you doing?
You there, man. Me awake now.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So,
yeah.
We have. Me I heal up the bridge. We not talk what we not going to do this year, but we not going to sit down.
Right.
This year, I make them boy feet treat you like puppet.
Yes, and we get the board, you know. We see the board, and we get the board. We're good, you know.
Man, our ganja farmer and all for me bed they sleep, you know.
Yeah, we're good.
Man.
Yeah. You know what I want to ask though? I really want to ask. What is the reason why the weed just not smell like when you're the youth?
No, because the weed when you're youth, them a plant now.
I want them a plant.
Plant Bill Gates. Then they plant Bill Gates side.
And this I go cross the island.
Yeah. You know.
But that means a GMO. That means you're talking about GMO.
GMO weed.
I also understand that Kabu, like if you have your good weed where you are, you know. I may have some little bogus weed down the road. My weed can blow across and come contaminate your weed, you know.
There you go. That's what them plan. So, right now, you go down a free boat to come from St. Anne. You know, the original Sensimina where you born, Council. Right, I eat we smoke up this in our chalice. And we carry a portion, it's still off still. The free original Sensimina. Oh, yeah, man. You know, me a countryman. Yeah. So, the answer is this. When everybody, all Rastafari, they take the bait now and they plant, what you call, what kush. Everybody asks you know, you have any kush there? Kush there, and they not even understand what it is. But we're not going into the story of that because we have the education and that for that. We only want the weed in our hand as Rastafari.
But if the situation continues and it looks like the has gone through the gate already, because if we're already accepting the so-called Bill Gates, the GMO situation, it means that and remember when them start that thing, my brother. Remember when them start that thing, them first of all till they say we can't grow proper medicinal weed because marijuana. Because it has to be done in greenhouses and all of that. Because that was a plan from long time to take it away from the farmers.
Yeah.
So here we are now, you know, where I don't know, is there any coming back from this, or is it too far gone?
Yes, man. Holy power open. All right, look on what the weed where we come born in a center and council with elders they plant. You have all different strain come from the mother. The sense, the weed what they call bushy weed, or the mother for herb. You have a strain come out that named Alaska. You have the one that come out the name only a different strain out there. But you see the mother for the herb, we can't last that. For it keep on coming back. So every time them give you experimental herb.
Yeah.
You can easily get back your original.
But there has to be, and I know Muta and I might know. Muta, greetings.
Yeah, greetings.
Muta, how you feel? Cause you work hard tonight as usual, you know.
You mean for that studio when we out here?
Because Muta, you know it go. You see for me come in.
No, I don't know it go.
You see for me reach the venue. Before, as a matter of fact, you see for me hit Mr. Boot there, so me begin to realize, we have to go. All right, we have to a little feedback there.
And Nick can do that. I know our problem. And Nick can do it.
Muta, you rock me out, sister. You squeal for me some Muta.
Yes, because you should know better.
Yeah, you should know better, yes.
I was just trying to get a talker phone to Ras Jomo.
Okay. Oh, greetings, Ras Jomo. So, Muta, as soon as I reach Mr. Boutino, Otamame Bay, and even before that, I recognized that we have to do a two-pronged thing because probably by 7:30, we would be alone in the venue. Am I wrong, sir?
Well, I don't know much o'clock now, but you're not alone in the venue.
4 minutes after 7, how we stay?
No. Look like another show I keep doing now.
All the time. Well, listen, we made it, with consultation. But Muta, thank you so much for staying back, because enough work tonight. We see the clash, and we like how you handle the clash, and then we heard the preamble that you gave while during the band stage when you were taking over from Cardell. I'm going to tell you, it was, we need to listen back to that and play that, because as simple as, I know to you, you're a talker, say it's serious, but it came off the cuff, but I think this is exactly where our consciousness needs to be. And I want to kind of back up with you a little bit. Yeah, when you were talking about where we are as a nation, how we come to believe the things we're believing, and why we choose to believe what we believe, and how that is affecting us.
Yeah, well, as I say, my mouth can just, it's nice to do that still, but be who me is, me can't just dead there. It's like my IRFM, me can't just play 4 hours of pure music.
Yeah.
Me care a UFA program me do. Me can't play hours of pure music. Me have to say something.
Yes.
See, that does some stay, so yeah, we do it. But the people never mind it still.
No, because them did a call for more. No man, people are called for more, man. Because we did in the crowd. So people are asking for more. I don't know if you heard the conversation we had there. We have some brethren from the Herb Curb with us. I know, sound like Ras.
No, I never hear. I just walk come down and I did I eat.
Yeah, we're talking about the situation, the ganja, the marijuana industry, ganja industry in Jamaica, and the extent to which Rastafari and Jamaicans, black Jamaicans, African Jamaicans are left out of this lucrative industry, and that to me, from where I stand, it is a deliberate act, and no matter how you organize and no matter how you unify, there has to be another way to deal with this thing, because this... the other way is? Yes. Stop this damn foolish about medical marijuana.
That is what mash up the thing, because Jamaican, Rasta and other people, they have plant ganja how them want plant it, and I sell ganja how them want sell it. Nowadays, you have to have license to do this, and you have to have a certain strain of ganja, and you have to splice it certain way and do certain things. That now will get Jamaican ganja nowhere at all, because that's why they import ganja from Canada. You see, because them make the thing come like ganja is a medical thing.
Yes.
So you have to plant it a certain way according to how them say it must plant. Yeah. And the poor man has sent and in an Orange Hill, they never have all those things that plant ganja. And they used to make money off of ganja.
So Muta, and I soon come to Ras Jomo, but Muta, what really happened? Because how did we come to be, me always say how we come to be in this place without a spear? Because we knew when this thing was happening, the conversations were ongoing, Rastafari was involved in it, Jamaicans were involved in it, but you turn around and you have nothing in your hand.
Because them come here and tell you how to plant ganja. Jamaica have the best ganja in the world before them come with ganja, medical this and that. And now we almost don't have nothing because we have to plant it. How them say must plant it, we can export it. Meanwhile, them are plant it like how we used to plant it. That's why Uruguay and all them places make money off it now. See it, and we now make the money. So the truth and the reality how me see it is that this medical marijuana that them bring away is mashing up the ganja business in Jamaica. Because right now they must say them don't have enough ganja. Well, them don't have enough ganja. Man, they plant ganja and have ganja on top of ganja. So all of a sudden, we have to use it as medical this. Then we there. When Peter Tosh is saying good for asthma, good for this, good for that. Him that talk about medical marijuana, a ganja him a talk about, full stop. Him not talk about ganja, him not talk about no, medical marijuana and legalize it and re-advertise it. And it's good for all of these things. What is good for all of these things, according to what Peter Tack said?
Right.
Not the Jamaican ganja. You have to put it on and eat not this and not that and spray it with this and this and that is scientific craziness.
So Muta,
that is really what it is. Science is craziness. The normal Jamaican planting ganja, how it's supposed to plant and reap him ganja according to how it reap. And now we are ball. What we are ball for? What we are ball for?
Well, that is the thing because
why we're balling is because we're trying to keep up with the madness with them put in our space for claims of why this is how you must plant ganja. We do have to do that because right now America legalize ganja. Say Biden they got 2,000 odd ganja man out of prison. 2,000 odd of them they got. You know see? And now them are come and I tell you, we Jamaican, Rasta especially, how to plant ganja.
And this goes right back to the COVID, the Codex Alimentarius, which, was implemented many years ago. We've been warning about it for a long time because what they're doing now is that they determine what is food, how food is to be grown, and what you can use it for, and how you can use it. So this is being unleashed on us now, and we see it clearly in the ganja situation. To me, this is a sellout on the part of the government too, because this is something them sign off at a level of aid.
Again.
As Jean Breeze saying, or Jean Winterbreeze, AIDS come with a bomb. And this is basically what has happened. Motomaku, welcome, Ras Jomo.
Yes, greetings, thank you.
Greetings, my brother. How you doing?
I was looking to see you in person, but you're virtual.
Look here, you never see me down.
I hope it's not AI.
Okay, hold on,
is that the real Hermuda, or is that a voice augmentation?
I say this is no AI. Listen to me now. Didn't you look down in the audience and see me with me two hand up in the ear, right? To most of the performances, and then even through the sound clash, I was talking to Muta, and Muta not when hear me from back in, and I saying to Muta, I said, Muta, the youth from Suriname, him win the thing, right? Muta, you never hear me.
Oh, no, but watch out. I brought you them name. I'll call him name. Dr. Barnett, catch up me and Nick round the so and Robert and Nick and Robert. Yeah, I've me and Nick and Robert round the so. Him a try claim now. You see, me can't take this thing away. You see when me talk about white, me talk about white. When me talk about black, me talk about black. And me I say, not because him white. Me I go say, is the African win?
No, the African never win.
The African never win.
No.
At the bridge, they don't know seating at the crowd, man.
Yeah, man.
Hear it at the crowd.
Look here, it's a motor, it's a fan in draw fair. It's when in first tune, John will never give the power to a bald head. Listen to me, I'm in the crowd, I mean, I tell you, so the crowd went wild.
Yeah, man. Let me not see it, man. I say everybody, it's like the brethren that tell Nick, like him why we say, boy, like how we are defend black, we not for take up for the brother for all.
No, but I don't play it clash with them. I mean,
it's madness.
Two people are playing, don't play it.
Dynamic.
You see, dynamic. Dynamic in so much clash. I mean, I tell you the truth. When him just come out, we see him on the boat and he mash down the place.
I mean, you want to big him up. You always a big him up because.
But you know, you see him mashing down the place. Him start to go all over. Him come down and so. Him win one. And him go next, him win one. But you know, most of them were him player. Him lose them. Nobody don't know that because we know that. We depend both with him. And we see the one them will do that. So.
All right, you know what it sounds. You know,
I fight against him.
No, man, because you will see how
fear.
And we see how you even carry him on the stage and say, "Listen, man, this Bertrand, he plays everywhere." But and Ras Jomo, you tell me if you agree with this or you're leaning more to what Michael says, which is to me when I listen to it and I in the crowd, I'm in it fully. Me come for enjoy myself. Me not come for play. And me here, to me, the brethren from Suriname was more prepared. He did not take it for granted. and so that every tune him spin had a meaning and answered. Say the Nick, I had the answer. Ras Jomo, you own.
The first one where Dynamic play, they raise him up.
True.
The first one.
True.
They raise him up. But after that, the bridge lick him down.
He lick him down, man.
Foundation.
Yeah, man, come. Me don't let the bottom and saying, kill him.
So you ask the bridge what him think.
Yeah, Jomo.
Well, yeah, Ras Jomo. So I don't want to be too partial, but I grew up with the brethren Dynamic. Used to be in a state next to us.
Atlanta?
No, in Pennsylvania. Yeah, in Pennsylvania. But then he moved around. I think that there's different crowds and there's different rules based upon who the main audience is. And I think being on a home turf with a selector, as you can see, Jack Scorpio sound, it had a different energy. There was a different kind of respect. So right, but there's a different energy with the crowd. I think the younger crowd and the younger ones were ready to follow what he was doing. And I think that being able to bounce back from a cultural level, I think that Dynamic slipped on a cultural level. Dynamic played a dance hall, and I think that the brother from Holland came from a cultural level on a roster show. It rearranged the second part of the.
So in your conscience, who you think win the something? Because I know you're experiencing a borough.
Yeah, I think that the first part, I think that Dynamic might have drew some of the better tunes on the first part, even though he didn't get the applause.
Take the mic from us, Jomo.
No, I mean the first part of tonight. You know, I was a two-part.
That's Jomo. Look here. Please give up the microphone.
No. Listen. It was two parts. It was two parts tonight. Two parts. The first part was 5 minutes each or 10 minutes each, and then after that you went to the right, 5 and 5, right?
Edit. May I ask the bridge?
Yeah.
Who you think win overall? Now tell me about the first part, second part, third part. Who is not the first part make you win, you know?
Yeah, the overall.
Yeah. So who you think win the clash?
The crowd chose the brother from Holland.
My head and you may talk, man.
So
that's Jomo.
I don't know how to
answer who win the clash to you.
Anything you say might be used against you in a court of law.
Ask you honestly, not yourself. If you say Dynamic,
in my opinion, I think that Dynamic drew some strategic tunes, but I think
why you say the same thing over and over.
All right, Muta, let me ask Mas Jomo a question.
Simple question, you know.
Muta,
who win the clash in your estimation? Who win the clash? Don't tell me about you kind of intellectualize it now and this and just in your conscience. Watch out. If you say a Dynamic, you know. We're not going to show you how to see, you know.
No, we're not the mic from him.
Might do it.
So this is what I'm saying. I think that Dynamic won the first part of the clash, which is what I was saying. Remember, I was in two parts, and then the second part of the clash was the five dubs.
So
right?
Are you saying that it was a draw?
I think that Dynamic lost the second half.
So it was a draw then.
The first. The crowd chose Dynamic to lose the first set. I thought he won the first set.
All right, okay. Let me ask.
So I think it's like a tie. So I think it's like
Dynamics. According to you, Dynamics win the first one.
The first part.
Yeah, the first part. Yeah. All right. So
who win the second part?
How much parts did it have? 3 parts.
Two. It was only 2 parts.
All right.
Right.
Remember, it was five.
So in your estimation, if Dynamics win the first part, and the bridge win the second,
foundation.
tie. That you say.
Like a tie, yeah.
All right.
That's why I said from the beginning, the first part.
In your conscience, the tie.
Yeah.
All right,
but I think that
he saying you go to Sudan, you know.
Yeah.
But I think that I think that he lost the second one because he got a little discombobulated.
I'm saying you go to Sudan.
Muta.
No, we are going to Sudan.
Muta, I need to ask a question.
We can visit that too, Kabu. We talked about that as well. Yes. Yeah, I know what's going on.
Okay.
And one of Kabu's beloved guests on this show, who we had here, Africano Mande, is one of the brothers who helped straighten up some of the financial things. Of course,
he's doing really great work in Sudan.
Months ago, it's close to their family.
But hang on before you shift it to the seriousness of Sudan.
Can you turn it back up a little?
Kabu, where are you? You talk some private thing around there.
Oh, you're not hearing me so well. I don't know.
Give her a little more.
I have a lot of volume.
Kabu, make me look on this one. You know,
I'm over modulating now.
Errol, we're not hearing Kabu so clear. But Kabu.
Yes,
I'm going to turn it off because I'm overmodulating and now shout over me.
Kabu.
Yes.
You hearing me, Kabu?
I'm hearing you.
Listen, I don't know what Ras Dromo is trying to explain. Right now, Ras Dromo so like him at 2 and 2 and I come up with a 7.
50. Like a time signal time. Nick.
Stevie Wonder can see that I started out back in Dynamic, because we know him vibes and all of that. But trust me, the Surinamese, the Alan man, mash him down.
And do you know, Muta is right, Muta is right when he said the first tune that
yes,
the first tune.
Yeah, we are going to win again.
Not the first round, the first tune.
The first tune that he played.
The first tune.
And he started out by talking about how what was happening in his country and how people are dying, and he really took it serious.
And him not live there.
And me no say don't live there. And him set it, but what if it's Sudanese say you don't know you go Muta. So him set that stage. And we saw that. But where were you, Ras Jomo?
He won about 3 minutes out of the 7 in the first part.
So let me ask this, Ras Jomo, were you in the audience when you were listening, or were you backstage?
Ras Jomo and I were in front stage. We were both there together. I mean, he was nearer. He was nearer to the stage. He was pinned onto the stage.
That's why.
I was watching the crowd and listening and trust me. Come on, me feel it for me African brother. He get beaten.
I don't feel it for him because. Right, let me tell you something.
Come out back him man. You lose.
No, of course. He was not prepared for this clash.
Joe Mariano and Barnett, where did that attack around us all? You see, two man saying black conscious, and him have to deal with blackness, whether black wrong or black white.
Yes.
Him going to deal with him blackness without taking him consciousness and him sensibility and figure out if really and truly, when him say black, when the black do something like madness, him still going to say black, and him going to justify something where why the reason why the black this are the black that is because this and because that.
But Muta, do you know I was going. Hold on, Muta. I have to take a break. But I when you were on stage and I be down there, I said to you, but me know you're not here, Mr. I said, Muta, me shame, me feel shame about this now. But and this was a joke. It was tongue in cheek. I said, boy, I am sitting here objectively as somebody who's been working in the media all of my life, understand the music at certain levels, and recognize that the brother from Suriname won that match. But let me take a quick break and come back. Is it 2?
Yeah.
And what time is it now? 22 after 7? How you feel? You're good?
Yeah, man.
Are you at the selector now? I mean, are you coming back to work again? What time?
I'll come back.
This evening?
Yeah.
But as Nick said, you're 16, so you're good.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. Cause them ways that we used to work. Ask Big A. I've been there Rebel Salute from 7 o'clock. I look at the time now. 7 to 7. How many hours that? So let me take this out of that. No, you're dead already, and I just the thing that. Adjust the drink. Adjust the promo.
Stay where you at.
Lollipop, so. Anyway, we're back. What do you think? Don't lie me to talk the truth. No, Shane on supper, but you now left me with it. Don't you kill him with his old gang leave. Talk the truth. Lollipop, I'm a bird on DJ Brian. I'm a bird, but nobody can win Gangali. That's the problem. And this goes again to the clash. We're going to know. Listen, we're coming from Rebel Salute if you're just joining us. So I was there from all night until morning, and we come straight into the program. Just so you know, usually after Rebel Salute, we broadcast until 10 o'clock from the venue. Muta is on the venue, Nick is on the venue, Ras Joma is at the venue, I think our sister Aldith is at the venue, and so many others are there at the venue, and we're going to be linking with them again. But just to let you know, this is the situation. We're coming back from there. We are in the studio. Usually I'm at venue. No, I am high. I am high, and I don't smoke ganja, but you don't know it got the herb curb, the nail, and so on and so forth. And so between the thing there and the coffee where we drink, me high. Oh, Nick, we're back with you, We're back. Muta, Nick. No, we're not hear them. How come we not hear them?
Because now we've been joined by Dr. Barnett.
We're not, Nick. We're not hearing you.
It is here.
Okay, that's better. Muta, I'm hearing Muta loud and clear. Muta.
Oh.
Yes, I'm hearing you loud and clear.
Turn it on.
Yeah.
Dr. Barnett is here.
Are you hearing me now, Kabu?
Yes, I'm hearing you loud and clear now, Nick.
Yeah, man. The clash argument continues. Dr. Barnett is suggesting that maybe the African lose because him play first. You believe?
I thought of that. No. I thought of that. I thought of that because I had to be very true to myself. Because I recognize that he lost. And so this is something that I went through in my head to say, wonder if he had gone second, but no. But I think it was also a matter of
yes. And he came prepared. And by the way, I'm with you with Brian. Boy, Lollipop, I'm a virgin, but we think about Brian for now.
Hey, watch out. You see the dub where we name the player?
Lollipop.
Check more side if them have the foundation name in the dub. As some dub them have from long time.
I heard that, yes.
See it. It's not. If you check the dub them with dynamic play now.
Yes.
It no mention foundation most of them,
Right.
Foundation
but the brethren come and mention dynamic.
Yes.
See it. So playing last or first is where you draw, It
was a master class, Muta, and we could draw a line under it. I know it was a master class. And I recognize it as such, but I think we've heard Dominic before, I'm sorry, Dynamic. We've heard him before. We were there when he beat Jack Scorpio. I mean, it was clear that he beat him.
Him say me make him.
Say you.
Jack Scorpio is a man on the beating night.
Him say me.
But Jack,
him tell me now. Him tell me after.
Yeah.
Him say, boy, I'm shouldn't put him son there. Because he put him son in it,
Yes,
I saw him Ricky Troop at a government event, and him not take kindly to be eaten.
Kabu, just because we hear smiling, I disagree with Mutabruka's statement. I think that Dynamic did use foundation in the first 3 or 4 songs that he came out with.
Yes.
Yeah, the foundation. He said, "What's his name again?" And then the artist would say it.
All right, the first part.
Right.
Yeah. The first part, but I know one.
And then there was a sugar minor. There was a 3-way thing that was played. I'm not hearing Michael.
I'm not hearing Michael. What I'm saying is, he was shaken out of him stride for whatever reason. After the first 3 or 4, he looked, not as smooth.
That loose punch on the chin.
Yeah.
Okay, he did say what it was, Michael, he did say what it was, He said 2 things. One, he used the word technical. He said there were technical issues. And secondly, I heard Muta also making that point that the band was playing. There was a band change.
Yeah, he kept complaining about the band. Both of them faced the same thing.
But not that.
He didn't look as composed as I have seen him in recent years. I don't know, maybe it's because he's had a long winning streak. Because he's
Michael, I think it is simple. Classes. I think it's the first song that Foundation played, and the response of the audience. Because listen, it was a Bob Marley. And it was Jah will never give the power to a bald head.
Yes.
That's done the player.
That shaving.
Yeah, but remember though, Sister Kabu and Muta and the rest of the people, remember that Dynamic went first. He really wanted to go second, And I think if he went second, I'm not necessarily saying he would have won, but he would have done better.
But Michael, as an academic, Michael, as an academic,
that don't mean same would have win. The Suriname is a guy who shaving head, and when he hook him with that ball head and that dread thing, him never recover. It doesn't matter what part him play, with a first or second. Jah would never give the power to a ball head. That mash.
And him should have played back once, and Jah would never get the power to, the thing.
But he never had the chance to respond.
He wasn't prepared for it.
Remember,
he wasn't prepared
it was Foundation that came second. So what the Foundation just took everything Dynamic.
Michael, can I ask you a question though?
And then him come back
because all of the ifs, right? All of the ifs aside, if he had gone first, if he had a chance to respond. These really mean nothing in the scheme of things when you're trying to decide who won, right? It really don't mean anything.
But it's from a sound player's perspective, it's still strategic.
No. Listen, Michael, I play music and I've been playing music all my life. And I might not clash with anybody, and me and Muta need to do an African music clash. But I've not clashed with anybody. But
you
what
you go too far with this thing, I know. Aye. You go too far with this thing.
No, but I want you
to bother with that, you know.
Very simply upon the logistics.
Come in, raise up all fella, make him
fella, Anikula, Pokuchi, calling all African people. This is an African court. This is an African court.
Slap Bob Clark.
Oh, you?
Well, me know Bob Clark, that squeal. You
know what Bob Clark say? Him never did know says that clash him with that do.
No, me realize him squeal at the end, man.
Me line up shape to do a dump him.
Me
realize him squeal at the end. But me don't want to think you're afraid of Kabu, man.
No, not afraid. Listen, make us say something. Make us say something. We have to move on from this. We have to move on from this. Because this was...
I don't want to kill her. I don't want to kill her.
Muta.
Please don't send out that vibes out there. Trust me, because
yes, Kabu, I mean...
you would never be friend again.
Yeah, we probably need to look at some other aspects of Rebel Salute 2025.
Yes, and I need to take a break.
Starting with Muta, your feelings on Rebel Salute.
Yes, I need to take a break. Are you, as a sales manager, saying we'll take Muta's answer and then go to the break? I'm good with that.
It's not one of the better ones.
It's not one of the better ones.
No, but you see, whether Virgin they go... The two version them, the last two version them.
Yeah.
Jamaican.
And Turbulence.
And Turbulence.
And Turbulence. And it's not because I'm calling my name tonight, you know. Trust me. Because I listen to it, you know, and I say, the Virgin articulate him song them. Because most of them are hit song, you know, what I'm doing, you know. I'd like to, you know.
Yeah.
Most of the song them, the people them know it, you know. You understand? If you're not a hardcore lover of them youth there, you know, like... Loot and Fire, Turbulence, and all them, man. They come at the same bracket.
Yeah.
Let me say, I was impressed with Turbulence. Really impressed with them. I mean, when we look at the lineup and see Turbulence closing, we're saying, like, why not
Turbulence? No. It won't done now.
Huh?
It won't done.
No. Yeah, and even Louis Culture, we know Louis Culture, you know, high energy and all of that. But trust me, it was the right decision. It was the right decision.
Yeah, man, Turbulence.
Got cut last year, right?
We're not hearing Ras Jomo.
Cut?
Turbulence didn't get a chance to perform last year, remember?
No.
So that's why he was ready then.
No, man, them go on with it, man. Them go on with it. Well, we'll change the subject now, Kabu.
I'm going to take a break, huh?
Okay.
Let me take a load, which closed the curtains. The curtains came down on Rebel Salute just after 7 o'clock. It is now 7:48. I'm in studio with DJ Shane Unstoppable. He's really unstoppable, going from 2 o'clock, and I bet you're going to be here until 10, and he's coming back again in the afternoon. So we're happy to have him. Make sure him sit down, get some water, and so on and so forth. At Rebel Salute, still at the venue, Mutabaruka, Nicholas Evans, Ras Jomo, I'm not quite sure who else is there. Aldis Hunker should have been there. I think Aldis has already left from the Netherlands. And Nick, I heard you just going through with Muta, and I know you were moving on to Ras Jomo now to say what, in his perspective, were the highlights and his thoughts about this year's Rebel Salute altogether. Ras Jomo?
Yeah, one of the things I was concerned about, and not really concerned, but just wondering how would it turn out with the start time and only having one night to get everyone in, seeing that it's been, the last 6, 7 years, 8 years here, a double night show as opposed to St. Elizabeth. I think that the start time was pretty much spot on within 5 minutes. The schedule stayed on until the last 3 or 4, maybe 4 or 5 acts, and then the time slipped a little. But other than that, the time, I think, was one of the things I would really rate. Quicker band changes, things happening between. We still had a lot of artists, but things seemed to be a lot smoother. With the technical difficulties, I have to give Richie Spice, I think, one of between him and the energy and his professionalism, I think that's incredible.
I agree.
I think that I was in front of the stage and I couldn't hear him, and I know the audience was singing every word, so I don't know how they heard it there, but the energy was different.
And let's just contextualize that for listeners, that during Richie Spice's performance, the electricity went out. I don't know what caused it, we weren't told, and it went out for about what?
Through the monitor.
Yeah, it was about 5. Is the monitors went out? But there were no lights.
No, the monitor stayed.
Everything went down except the monitor.
Nick, I'm not hearing you.
That mic is low again.
Everything went down except the monitors.
Right, and he continued performing, and Cordell Green was right to say to at the end of that performance to call him back on stage and to in a word or two just to paraphrase him, that was a masterclass. This is why you are who you are, because he kept that going without flinching, without stopping. And Muta, as a performer yourself, you know, what do you think about that? Because that to me was phenomenal.
You mean when the light go out?
Yeah, when he kept performing.
One of the generators failed, we understand. One of the generators failed.
Yeah, and Richie Spice kept performing.
Well, you know, man do that still, you know. Well, if a man do that, you know.
Yeah.
When the light go out, even when the whole thing go out.
Yes.
Them just play kitty and just go and sing. You see that happen all the while still.
Yeah, it was
never
brilliant.
Yet, you know, the light never really go out from me.
Yeah.
You were backstage then, right? So you were hearing the monitor? Right. So the audience couldn't hear almost anything. In front of the stage, you couldn't hear anything.
No.
You could just hear the band like an acoustic sound. Yeah.
And you couldn't see him either.
And them are sing to the monitor with them ear.
Right.
Yeah. It was phenomenal. It was phenomenal.
Them start to complain.
Yeah.
Everybody out there help.
Richie Spice. I mean, that was
even
phenomenal.
with the lighting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead.
The
Go
lights
ahead,
came from cell phones. Yeah, the lighting. So the lights went off. The sound went off, and the audience people turned on cell phones and used their camera lights to spotlight on him because everything was black.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I must also,
and
I must also congratulate Irie FM because in the moment, the people front stage could actually strain to hear him because obviously there was no sound apart from his natural sound, but those who were backstage, well, no, not backstage, but down a ways from the stage, from front stage, couldn't hear a thing at all. And then IRFM kind of locked into DJ Shane Unstoppable. And the music he was playing at the time was so complimentary with what was happening on the grounds. You know, that also, Shane, did you know that it went out? You know what was happening on the grounds when you were playing this morning? Yeah, I mean, you did well, Shane Unstoppable. So congratulations to IRFM for turning up the boxes and providing sound for those other people who couldn't hear Richie Spice. But go ahead, Ras Joma, we interrupted.
No, I think that was good. I think that everybody was a little anticipating what was going to come out of Queen Ifrica's mouth. And she went very good, and she maintained borders with pressure.
Yes.
Yeah, she still put the pressure on.
Every now and then she sleep, but I would not have changed anything in her performance. She did well. Every now and then we say, ooh.
And she looked phenomenal. I loved her outfit, loved the way she dealt with it, loved the way she brought attention to it, and she just looked good, including the makeup. Muta, hey.
Kabu, me now make it pass. She called for her baby father, so she love her baby father.
I think she was speaking specifically to a demographic of women, and then she said, then you cannot say, you know, me love my baby father, me love my baby. You understand?
Intellectualize it.
I'm intellectualizing it.
I don't know why Kabu go like the other 6 to 8 hours that we have see it for her. We don't see it here.
I heard it in context, Nick. I heard it.
Yeah, man, you can't contextualize it.
No, she talked about women in Jamaica now, and she talked about the jacket situation, and she talked about what was that? She talked about what was happening on the social media, where and it's in the news. Somebody that was in the news about one artist and one sports personality who get jacket, and there's a lot of speculation about it in the news. So she brought that to the fore to say that speculation is going on. Then she spoke directly to women to say stop giving Jamaican men jacket, and she said women have a responsibility to their partners. And then she said if you don't and you continue to give jacket and so on, then you will not be able to say, me love my baby father, me love my baby father, me love my baby father. This is how I saw it.
Come like Kabu, you tape over here.
You know, something not with you know, some DJs. You look here. You know, some of me person.
Kabu, we let me say, we loved every moment of Queen Africa's performance.
Of course.
Mean, she must get a tick in the column to say she among the contenders to say she took the show. I mean, Turbulence not the last come through, wicked like a bolt at the end. I mean, the performances were good from most of the artists, and I mean. I think we did mention Valiant that, I mean, it was kind of out of place based on the songs he sang, but we saw the determination in him to say, I am going to stay clean as possible. I am going to try and deliver as best as possible. I am going to try to let these people appreciate and love me. Not that at the end he might have achieved what he set out to do, but, you know, he never gave up on just...
Good, and I agree with you. And let me just ask Muta something, because Muta... there's something about the music, right? Valiant's music. So make way.
Music.
The music is
transcend dancehall music.
Talk to me, because that's the thing I was saying.
You can't pass dancehall music with the music.
Yeah.
I don't know what the lyrics, but the music we have behind him.
Yes.
Can't pass that.
Exactly. This
One
is the
point. Look at it as a new development in a dancehall.
And it is not a bad it's very, as you said, transcend.
No, it's very good. It's very good.
I think there's something about it. It's on the right frequency. In vibrating. Yes.
You may find out now.
Yeah.
When me see the choir come up there, me like expect more.
Okay. From Valiant?
From the choir. Yeah, me like expect more from the choir.
Okay.
And give him that in pants, that drop off fine. It kind of make the thing look away. And then now, when him realize, which is serious, when him realize, it come like, say, the gown thing now work, him tell him to take it off. And go and behold, the whitest one in the audience have less clothes than everybody else.
Yeah, there's so much. I know that, you know, I was talking to Tony last week about how you spoke to Joshi, I think it was the last time. And I think that really made a difference. I witnessed that, and I know that made a difference. And I think that people like Valiant should listen to you, and also to listen to the first thing you said.
You know, incidentally, Kabu, Muta and I were backstage before Valiant came on. I was saying to him, I wonder if you're going to need to hug Valiant tonight as well.
Yes, but I think even now with what Muta just said about the music behind what he has there, that music.
Yeah, different music.
I'm telling you.
Total different kind of dancehall.
Yes, and it works for me. What name?
I don't know what him call it, but in my ear is it, you know.
What kind of music? I know that. What kind of music Valiant I use? Where the music name? What Valiant? I shade me out.
No, you see the music, always say dancehall music, you know, because they don't know the difference.
Yeah, they just call it dancehall.
Okay, then just say dancehall.
Like how you say reggae and dancehall and ska or reggae.
Muta, I never said nothing like that. Muta, I didn't say anything like that.
What you say?
I said that country music and R&B and soul and so on, if we say it is reggae, it's reggae. That's basically what I said.
You know that me so say a while ago?
No, you never said that.
What me say?
You said ska and rocksteady. No, one of that me say.
You say, just like how you and Shamara
you know,
try colonize Ochi. And call down as a Ochi when it's not Ochi.
Nick,
that has already been done.
Nick, we shall to live, sir.
That has already been done.
Nick, let me ask you something. Nick, we shall to live.
Between Runaway Beer and a Rockabilly. Alright, so it reached a point when I wasn't sure where I live, and this is serious.
Yes.
I was coming into the country at Norman Manley Airport.
Yes.
And I wrote on my paper, lot whatever.
Yes.
Whatever estate, St. Mary.
Right.
And the immigration officer was letting me know I live in Ochi.
That's of course.
I said, brother, and the man said, me know this place, this is Ochi. I said, friend, you see, when you cross the bridge down a White River, you're in St. Mary.
Not really.
So, me not St. Mary, I cross the bridge.
But that's the colonizer now, you're the colonizer talk to.
Muta, I'm going to invite you. Muta, you live in Ochi too.
Kabu, my Jai, my friend Jai, who insisted that she lived in Ochi despite living in St. Mary.
I colonized Joy. Muta, you know your situation? You see which part you live? You give me 2 years. At Ochi you live. Remember me tell you?
That's what I mean. Watch out. Me live at St. Andrew Temple.
No,
Muta, yeah, because when you drive from Kingston to St. Andrew, Nick, hold on, no. When Muta, when you go through a highway 20, whatever it is.
Yeah, depends on when you drive, it depends on when you live.
That's still Kingston, but you see, if you go through the junction, Muta.
Yeah, St. Mary live.
Ochia
live on. If you're junction, you drive, Ochia live, but if you go through Kingston side, Kingston you live.
Yeah.
I saw the thing.
No, so it go.
Motor. We don't in the whole of parish thing, you know. You either live at Kingston, Ochia, or Montego Bay.
Ochia is a concept. Ochia is a concept.
So four places to live in that Jamaica. No, man, I don't want to sleep. You don't want to sleep.
I'm going to take a break. Or else they're going to fire me.
Yeah, I'm only for break, man. Things look good.
Nick, ask Muta about the break them. Muta, when I take this break, talk to Nick about you break them. I'm going to take a break.
No, nobody call me about break, you know. You nobody tell me about break.
Can I tell you?
My program have the most break in the world.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Sits every evening and organize a break, so talk to her.
No, Nick.
Shamara, every time you go to Shamara, she organizes. I say, yeah, man, this is good for motor. So if you party, that's for break.
Hello, I know
Shamara said, all right.
I know that Nick don't smoke, and I know that he's not a drinker. So whatever you don't have him under there, take it away from him. Right? Because, Nick said about
him sleeping. I will do the program and I realize that's true.
Yes, and then the first may I do it and realize that's true. So Nick, deal with it, man. And
I will listen to the program before my own. Not have 1 hour I do have no ad. No ad, and it's not a sponsored hour.
Where's Big A when you need him?
If you have a sponsored hour, you could have said something, but when we listen to the program,
it's called Road to Success. It doesn't have any ad. On a Thursday, when me listen to the program, I come before mine. 1 hour I do have no Road
ad.
to Success, it doesn't have no ad. It's an interview program. But as I say, I mean, we have to talk to the assistant program director, Shamara, and we'll discuss it later on.
Shamara put them there.
I know she put them there, but she have to sign off on them.
Yeah, but I mean,
I must congratulate Shamara on her promotion. She never tell me, assistant program director. Congratulations, Shamara.
The promotion.
Then Nick just said a while ago, said Shamara is the assistant program director. So I'm congratulating her.
Yeah, well, no, Nick now take no responsibility for that, you know.
Mota, I am very proud that you show up on William ads. That's what I'm paid to do, full up the program with my ads.
But I got to not say.
I get paid to full up the station ads.
Yeah.
So
I didn't affect the program.
That's that's
not your concern.
No, it's not that. It's not my concern.
I'm glad say
it's division of labor. It's division of labor. You have somebody whose responsibility is to take those ads and nice them up around so that everybody's happy.
Going to blame Shamara.
We not blame Shamara. Congratulate her.
I'm going to take it back now.
All right, come.
Gentlemen across the corner, if you study the evidence carefully, you'll see that Wincarnis is a tonic wine. So we could move on. At 7:50.
Yeah,
at 7:56. Yeah, that's why it's a tonic.
The man I sit down and agree with it. A joke business.
So, look at Shamara.
It's illegal, you know. You don't know it's illegal.
There no. Jesus of mercy.
I don't study law, Muta.
Well, me I tell you, say it's illegal. Me I tell you, say it's illegal.
Like Muta catch Shane somewhere. Jomo, my brother.
Ask the experienced journalists.
Muta.
Kabu-Ma'At.
Yes, Muta Williams.
Tell me something.
Yes, sir.
Is there a law against placing so much ads in 15 minutes?
As far as I know, sir, I don't know if it's a law, but it is a broadcasting commission rule. I don't know if it has changed because
there is a law.
There is
a law that says no business place should be open on Sunday except for 1 hour to sell ice.
It's not a law. And that's what I'm saying now. That's
what I'm saying. There is a law.
No, just let me finish.
A law that says you don't sell kerosene matches after 6 o'clock.
Nick, no. The point I'm making though is that Muta asked me a direct question. I'm just saying that it's not necessarily a law, but I know that in the early days of media, this was something that was said through the Broadcasting Commission, but the Broadcasting Commission has not enforced that for anyone. So I am thinking that it has been removed, and it might have been removed over time. So just to look back, because I can't remember the last time I looked at a Broadcasting Commission document and saw that in it. But Cordell Green, who might be listening, will probably vex with me because I already said that him did say 666 and Lucifer.
Well, I talked to Cordell Green about another issue.
Yes.
And that is some words where una claim say, Me can't use on the radio. No, not Uno. Sorry. No, it's IRFM in
Oh, okay.
I don't know. The program manager also
Okay.
We say, there's a word that we used to say in the 90s and early 2000s. I don't know if you remember the BM word where people now say gay.
Yes.
Right? And
so what did he say?
The BM, I know the BM.
Yeah.
What did he say?
It is not a requisite of the Broadcasting Commission. It's individual station. Take that and put it there. Because you can't say it where it don't offend the gay community.
Well, I think that is a point. Because
that is a word where Jamaican use. So like for instance, Dennis Brown have a tune say, acting like a child so young and gay. Some youth come and ask me if Dennis Brown is gay.
Because they probably don't know that gay means cheerful and all of that.
No, it don't mean that. It don't mean cheerful.
But Muta, you'll agree that over time, exactly, and that's the point, that over time the meanings of words change.
Yes.
And so I remember when that was used on IRFM, and especially in your programs and other programs too.
Me use that. Hey, the most of the time I see that on radio.
Yeah, it wasn't a problem, but over over time, the Broadcasting Commission itself has included other offences connected to the LGBTQ plus community that would negate Cordel's answer to you, and this is my thinking, because of the other stipulations that are on the side. And that is why he probably says, as long as it doesn't offend.
Him say me can't use
and yet you have no control over who will take, because the offense is not given and it's taken.
And that's the thing.
You have no control over who takes offense.
I would love to go back to Mr. Young days, when I interview Kid Ralph, and we just chat like Jamaican. And when I interview ordinary people, I say, what is this?
But Muta, there's something the Broadcasting Commission has been doing over time. Not because the Broadcasting Commission itself determined that, okay, we have to do this, but because of complaints that have gone into the Broadcasting Commission about programs like yours over time, and I know this specifically, that and where the complaints are coming from. Because remember, there was a complaint made against IRFM, not just to the Broadcasting Commission, but to other agencies regarding a song called Aya So Nice. I don't know if you remember that song. And when the complaint was raised by people within the society with clout, and so a decision was taken on it. But look at, there's a company in Jamaica now that is coming out of that same status quo that is using that term as part of them tagline in them business. Aya So Nice. So you explain that to me. It's just a lot of double standards, actually.
So cast a white man on the radio.
Kabu, I am witnessing certain writings and sightings by the Broadcasting Commission. I mean, certain things that we used to... I mean, there are a lot of songs that became number one and we enjoyed in the 90s that can't be played as they were then. They can't be played. We have been cited for playing Shelly Thunder. Sometimes a man forget Kuf. Oh, God, man. Yeah, I mean, that's a big joke.
Papa Son and wishing him.
And Papa Son and Lady G and all of that. I mean, these were fun. This was part of our culture. Yeah, I shot the sheriff. We don't even have sheriff, but we can't shot him.
That's what I'm told. But them don't understand why I'm...
Who say you can't play I shot the sheriff?
We say everything we do, everything we do, there's something about violence or something about offending.
I don't think you can play I shot the sheriff, but I agree with not playing sometime a man forget Kuf.
No, we at the Kabu where we work.
Hello, Muta.
Yes?
Oh, Kabu, that has always been a joke.
No, wait there. Kabu, what you say?
I agree that we shouldn't be playing sometimes a man forget, Kuf forget.
No, I shot the sheriff.
No, what I'm saying, we can't play. I'm saying that I don't think that. I think it's okay to play I shot the sheriff.
Tell her say you can't play a shot.
We can't shot no sheriff again.
Who made that decision?
We don't have none.
Who made that decision?
I mean, if the writings come from the Broadcasting Commission, we have to assume that they made that decision.
No, the Broadcasting Commission don't normally make those decisions. The Broadcasting Commission might send something out that says...
Who made the decision?
Because, look here, the Broadcasting Commission will write to a media house, right? And say something that they might be they feel strongly about. But one thing I know about the Broadcasting Commission, especially under Cordell Green, is that you can request a meeting and you can go in and discuss with them why the decision that they're about to take don't necessarily match with the cultural, dynamics. And they listen. This is my experience. They listen.
Yes, Kabu, your experience has changed, over the past 5 years. A bad man thing Broadcasting Commission I bring to the radio.
I do not believe that. I do not.
I am telling you that
I shot the sheriff.
A bad man thing I bring to the radio.
Shamara, get Cordell Green for me, please. I do not believe that because one thing I know, Motor, the Broadcasting Commission always sends these letters out. They make they say the decision has been taken or about to be taken, but you can challenge the decision. You can the Broadcasting Commission
challenge.
It has to be done. It has to be done from the level of the persons and the persons with responsibility to challenge that decision. It can be done. There are lots of decisions that have been challenged over the years that the Broadcasting Commission look at and write back and say, okay, we see the point you're making, and it's good.
Thank you for telling me that. Because
yes, I know that for a fact.
Next week, I will get on to it.
And I'm not out. I'm still working in media. I'm still a media consultant. I still have to read the Broadcasting Commission rules and regulations. I still have to
employ you to do this consultation.
You know my fees.
I don't care.
I attended. Without calling anybody's name, I attended a function where we were looking into. It was the IMC. It was the IMC, and we were looking at media and things like that. And a well-renowned entertainer, international renowned entertainer, expressed concern that, with what's happening now with the Broadcasting Commission. And this wasn't about IRA, because they were experiencing it. They were wondering whether or not, there was a move to really kill our culture. Because no longer our culture was accepted.
I do not speak on behalf of the Broadcasting Commission, but I want to put a stop to that kind of conversation. Let me tell you why. The Broadcasting Commission under Cordell Green is open to discussion. And all you have to do, and Cordell, listen,
that with him all the while.
They are open to discussion. They have always been open to discussions. They do not make decisions and just fling it on you and you have to take it.
The truth is, I was wondering, with such an influential person, why they didn't gather the entertainment fraternity and going for a discussion.
Why did they invite Cordell to the IMC, the International Music Conference, to have a conversation about that? The Island Music Conference. Why didn't they invite Cordell to come in, or a representative from the Broadcasting Commission,
Kabu,
to have that conversation?
I believe, I have reason to believe that, some of the things that at least happened in the past, few years or so, basically I'm above Cordell play grade.
But can I say something to you? And I know the managing director don't necessarily want me to say enough things over time, but I've worked with 3 managing directors, Mr. Young, Chad Young, and Debbie Ann Dwar. And one thing I know, when Mr. Young or Chad or Debbie say we're going to meet with the Broadcasting Commission, get all the documents together, and we go together, sometimes I don't have to say a word. And I remember the last one we went to, Debbie really spent some time talking to Cordell, and the letters were written back and forth. And at the end of the day, we came out very satisfied. And this is how the Broadcasting Commission operates. And I'm not taking up for Cordell or nobody at the Broadcasting Commission, but I just want to say,
are above?
Yes, but we must be fair in our criticism, understanding. And another thing about the Broadcasting Commission is that the Broadcasting Commission, according to the authority that is vested in the Broadcasting Commission, it really doesn't have the teeth that you think it have. It is like the Integrity Commission, which can only go this far and no further. And even the Integrity Commission have more teeth than the Broadcasting Commission. And I'll have a conversation with Cordell.
Look here.
Yes.
I think Just like how them stop that word. You see the word Jesus Christ is a bad word because when people something to them bad out Jesus Christ, them call the Lord name in vain. So
how do you determine when it's bad? You know, as you mentioned that Muta, I saw on social media, one of our words that they even have a festival with that name. Somebody was using it in about 5 or 6 different contexts. You have the context when I'm happy. You have the context when I'm sad. You have the context when Jesus Christ context.
But you cannot say
we can't use it
that word, none at all on the radio. But Jesus Christ can be used in many, just like the bad word. You can't use it in many contexts. You can't say it anytime.
I think I would listen to what Cordell said to you, Muta, which is that as long as it is not used to create offense, and then as Nick did point out also that offense is taken, so that's a whole other thing that will be tested. But then it can also be proven that you didn't mean it offensive. I have to take another break. We reach over here, so because everything is connected, and I think that it is even from the stage. Remember now that there are certain words that you can't use on the stage from concerts on the island, and them call them bad word. And we have a mountain. We have a mountain in South Africa called the Lebombo Mountain. We have the women of Lebombo. There's a place in South Africa called Lebombo. The Lebombo stick, for example, the Lebombo bone. If we only knew what that is about the beginning and the creation of mathematics and the women who developed mathematics from those mountains, the foothills of those mountains and up into those mountains. But they made the word a bad word in Jamaica so that we would never know about ourselves. And it remains a bad word on the book. But I think, but listen, it is a bad word, but I can talk about the Lebombo Mountains because they exist. What are we going to do with the mountain?
Try not to talk about the festival.
No, you can't talk about the festival. Are you about the festival?
Are you about the festival?
Oh.
All right, so try to talk. It exists, but try to talk about it.
But it don't name the Lebombo Festival, and that's the problem.
Well, it has closed at it. I mean, so you can't talk about
Jamaican word.
Right, but we must begin to understand ourselves, though. The point we're making in Anika Muta is that we can't live in this little vacuum that we're existing in. What if you send me now, Nick, to South Africa to report from the Lebombo Mountains? When we come on, this is Kabu-Ma'At Kheru reporting from the Lebombo Mountains in South Africa. That makes sense.
The Lebi Mountain.
No, but you can't say it no on the radio.
But as she mentioned,
Muta, what you say?
You get a letter tomorrow. You say the Lebombo Mountain on the radio.
Don't know you that just said a while ago.
Yeah, don't know that me I say.
But the mountains exist.
As we all agree, it exists.
So what are we going to do about what are we going to do? Nick, if you Google right now when we go to this break, the Lebombo bone and mathematics, Google it, and when we come back you read it. Please do that. Let me
want to employ you.
I am willing to be employed, Muta, as you don't know.
Name the price.
Because
I'll pay anything for you.
I'm going to take a break and come back. I need the money because of they unleash the financial system on me.
I'm giving you the job. You think I joke me, make?
I am, Muta, you don't know me, I'm going to call you tomorrow. So Muta,
I don't joke me, make.
Let me take a quick break.
When I need
to salute right now, it's 14 minutes after 8 o'clock. In a few minutes' time, it will be time for the Supreme Ventures draw. But it's all the juice sell off and the sound man lock up and gone. Muta is there, Nick is there.
I tell you, Alilan sweep up already, Kabu.
Yeah,
right
there
now,
you
sweep.
So let me just get your final thoughts then on just put Rebel Salute in perspective as it moves into. I heard Muta saying earlier, and Tony said it last week to Florida in April. Let me start with you, Muta.
Yeah, it's a good move.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good move because Jamaica was flooded with one heap of show and festival in this venue too. And I think him can do it also in Florida and do one night here. Yeah. Because I don't think him could have did this 2 nights. I can't do it. So I don't think
the turnout this year, I think it might have been the poorest we have seen so far. I had a conversation with Big A at the venue, and he said he was wondering if, in a way, there was some deliberateness to it. He doesn't, we didn't finish that conversation. But what's your thinking on it?
Sure. Whole heap of show. Whole heap of show, man.
Competition.
One after the other. Money done now.
Yeah.
I think also we have to consider the cost to go into some of these shows. All right. So while you both complain or express concern about the length of the ad breaks, the past year has been perhaps one of the worst we have seen in terms of business. I heard persons who have title with economics behind the name saying we are basically into a recession. Now everybody is feeling it. It's really rough. So for you to find how much thousand for the show that the week and then come back and find the same amount or more.
Radio. Go back to the radio, man. Because I go back to the radio.
No.
I'm going to left the radio. You hear me I say? I know today. I know last year. I know year before me I talk to you about it,
But
we
said that we take that up.
So I don't know why you say about.
No, but I mean the facts are the facts. I mean I have targets and I mean we're struggling with them, struggling and not meeting them. And when you go out and you meet with your counterparts elsewhere, they ask how things, man, because things over here so rough too and all of that. And and generally speaking, we saw, I think it was Statin or something like that saying, we have had quarter of negative. I don't know if negative and growth should go in the same decline. We have declines in some quarters. So it's been rough. And for you to be keeping shows at these expenses when school fee need to be paid, lunch money need to be issued and all of that. And some people don't just come to some of them shows, ear and nail and all kind of things have to do.
But let me ask you, Ras Jomo, within that context, because shouldn't we be comparing like with like? Because a show is a show.
Millions of dollars.
Ras Jomo?
Millions of dollars.
I'm hearing you. Okay, so I'm not hearing Ras Jomo.
No, he was just talking about the cost for the stage, the cost for things that we see and use here that are being cleaned up, the people, the staff. I communicated a few years ago that maybe Rebel should do a smaller version and even tour in the States, especially based upon the cultural artists. Kabu, we talk about it a lot. Many of the artists that perform here. Yeah.
But can I ask a question?
Kabu, let me just share this. What I was saying is that many of the cultural artists that many people see here for the first time in America and Europe, those artists are welcomed, and that's why people come here. So there's a different appetite for a mature, paying crowd. And listen to the numbers of what Rebel says. How many foreign guests are here? How many guests from overseas come? How many people from different countries? Like you said, it might be a little hard with so many shows in January. How many shows in the first 3 weeks in January now in Jamaica?
I don't think it's not, listen, and I can't speak for Rebel, but I want to put something on the table. We just had Freedom Street, right? And that sell off. We just had Intimate, and that sell off. So the question then is, and Rebel Salute started out similar with like Intimate and so on, with massive crowds and so on, is at what point do we change the script, improve upon the marketing, improve upon the product, and to what extent is this sponsored, and to what extent is the private sector willing to fund these cultural shows to the extent that they're willing to fund like the other shows, the other dancehall shows. And I think these questions must be asked and answered.
But Kabu, coming out of the Intimate and Freedom Street, we're of the opinion that the sponsorship were not as great as one might think. Freedom Street probably financed heavily by Joe. And
hang on there, Nick, stop 1 minute.
Yeah.
There's no Joe. When you said Joe, this is where we're going wrong. When you talk about Joe Bogdanovich, you're talking about the Elon Musk of Jamaica. So that you don't need anybody else to spend any money because Joe represents that. No, I mean,
coming from a marketing position, Kabu, one would want to believe that regardless of Elon Musk putting on a show, corporate Jamaica would want to put themselves beside it based on the numbers. The chicken man would want to get in to sell as much box of chicken as he can. The beer man would want to go in to sell as much beer as he can. The white rum man would want to go in. I mean, so you put yourself behind it, not because you're kind, but because you are capitalizing.
No, but I'm not even saying that. I'm saying within the context, and I'm coming from a marketer's perspective, which is that sometimes you don't need a whole lot of sponsors. You need 2 or 3 or possibly 1 who can bankroll this thing. And whether it's on the surface or not, a lot of this is public information. Joe Bogdanovich has that ability
No. Joe have no sponsor.
That's the point I make.
I wonder if Joe agree. I heard Joe saying about some fest that his intention is to get something like Budweiser sponsoring some fest that he can even open the gate to people coming from.
Well, he's a businessman. He's a businessman, and this is what we must understand. Yeah, he's a businessman.
But Kabu, I just want to touch on the Rebel Salute going to Florida.
Yes.
I believe it's a good move, and even the date. $1 million profit they make. Even worse.
And Mutan, that is the bottom line, is the point I'm making. A product and a brand like Rebel Salute suffers, we know it suffers for lack of sponsorship because the private sector in Jamaica don't necessarily want to sponsor anything positive. You make it be any jump up, vulgar, spin out, jump out, cock up, and so on. Every beer brand and every other drink brand, they're behind it. I do not know why. But there is this.
But Kabu, in all fairness to the beer brand who probably not come, is not allowed.
I am not talking about the beer brand and Rebel Salute. I'm talking about the extent to which the private sector sponsors vulgarity.
I mean,
Nick, you hold on there. Nick, hold on, because I know so you try to stop me now, but...
No, man, I agree with you.
The private sector sponsors vulgarity in Jamaica. The private sector put their money quickly behind that which is negative. The private sector put their money quicker behind that which is not edifying for this country. But they will
Kabu,
not.
You led an event for many years, which we put 3,000 to 4,000 people in a space. And as hard as I try, I even take pictures and say to people, look, you see this? Just look at the amount of people. Just imagine the amount of water, your water they would drink, the amount of your juice they would drink. This is something where you need to get beside, and nothing. Even with pictures and everything. Are we talking about the Marcus Garvey celebration? Muta, you have seen it. You have seen it. I mean, corporate Jamaica, as hard as we try.
But it's a motto. No, and this is the exact point I'm making, that the private sector distances itself because it is neo-colonialism from anything that will uplift the masses of the Jamaican people, because the masses of the Jamaican people have to remain ignorant of themselves and in total programming of the mind to work in them BPOs and them tourism industry, them plantation tourism industry, and anywhere else them paying them below minimum wage and on contract for the rest of their life without paying them proper taxes.
As a touchy BPO, I just want to close and say, I have one concern as a Ghanaian. It's not Rebel Salute, but with that, I remember when I was growing up, you used to have something named Free Zone and Garment Factory and all of that, and ladies used to march out, predominantly ladies used to march out in the mornings to go to these factories like school, and then the factories, the owners, Fila and all of that, find other places with cheaper labor, and those factories have become white elephant. I am afraid we might see the same thing with BPOs.
A lot of them are, because the BPOs are going to be overrun by AI. This is a sector that is
I'm offering cheaper labor to Kabu, just like Eddie with the Free Zone.
Yeah, but also AI is going to take it over totally. The BPOs, the BPOs don't need human.
True.
So they're going to be taken run over by AI in short order. So we see them, and remember, some of these factories are now churches. Some are morgues. Some are making caskets, and that in itself should tell you the morbid situation that we find ourselves in. Ras Joma, giving you a last word here.
I don't know. What time is it? It's after. Well, I'm listening to what you're saying, and I'm watching and looking at the parallels in America. No matter what people say, there's a lot of parallels that's going on, and everyday people are losing on all ends, more and more.
One of the things, and Nick, one of the things that Mr. Young said earlier at the event Nick was talking about was a Garvey event, Morley Marcus Messiah Garvey celebration. But one of the things that Carl Young recognized very early is that the private sector would not sponsor this, and he didn't necessarily want sponsorship from the private sector. What he said is that the dance hall shows on IRFM and everything else on IRFM that was sponsored to the hilt because of the eclectic the station was, that these would pay for the profit of that partially would go to putting on the celebration for Morley Marcus Messiah Garvey. He never wanted sponsorship for it. He never really cared for sponsorship for it. And he carried it on for as long as he could. And that's just the bottom line. He said the same thing about the cutting edge. He said the same thing about running African. It is what it is. He recognized that this is what the situation was and that he would keep these programs going.
You said about cutting edge?
That if these programs weren't sponsored, he was...
When the man take over the thing.
That if these programs weren't sponsored, it didn't matter to him. Muta, remember he used to come inside here to you and tell you, say, give him a lawsuit. He would say the same thing to me. Give me a lawsuit.
Me not put no hole in my pocket.
He always tell me, give me a lawsuit.
But my brother said, Shamara put the thing down for me.
Anyway.
Shamara son up there, no.
Liza! Yes, Henry!
Well, so we can't tell like Shamara in front of me. Tell the wild man.
No, I know you.
No, man, Shamara, no, it wouldn't be Shamara.
No, but Muta and Nick and Ras Joma and Shamara and the team, thank you so much. I think, Nick and Shamara, you can tell me who's on the ground with you so we can say thanks to everyone as we ramp up. We just have a minute.
So on the ground, currently, who still soldiering it out, we have Glenton Murdoch, a.k.a. Errol, we have Nicholas Francis, we have Tawanda Johnson, we have Shanice Williams round the corner, we have Trishana Olness, James. Yes, so and earlier we had the social media and broadcast crew, Courtney DJ Bones, we had Edwee, DJ Colligan,
Rashona.
It was Rashona. Yeah, it was really a big team covering. Peter, of course, we had Peter.
Purdy.
So yeah, it was a big team on the ground, and we have
Purdy.
Don't
run over it, I'm a Purdy him.
You Purdy him. Let me not say, Shamara, your envelope, man.
No, man, no, when I pass tonight.
All right, so
at some pass, so me no use. It's all the wicked. At the pass, me no use in it. But you can't use it next year.
Mota, I understand, the MD was here and you make you go here and answer about Purdy, may ask me.
Hello, the time on IRFM is 28 after 8 o'clock, 2 minutes to go before the Supreme Bench's draw. And I want to thank you.
Yes, Kabu, the MD was here as well.
Of course, our Managing Director, Debbie Andor. So thank you so much to the entire team. Thank you, Muta, because I know you worked really hard. Thank you, Nick. You guys have been working really. Robert Williams, I saw him. Big A was there.
Big A as well.
Yes. To the entire team that was on the ground from IRFM, and to Tony Rebel and the team, just keep at it. I know I'm seeing what is happening. I see the changes that are being made, and we support you as usual, 100%. Thank you all so much. Thank you from the grounds. Thank you, Ras Joma, for coming in as usual. All days we missed you, but thank you all so much.
We are sending back at the call.
Well, yeah, it's going to be problems on Monday.
All right. Thank you so much. All right, so we... just a minute away now from the Supreme Ventures draw. Listen up. You have any music to play for me? And give more rhythm now if you said it's over. Listen, I want to say a very special good morning to my sister, Queen Africa. She did a brilliant job, and she said so much. I think that it would be good to get the recording of her performance. She talked to Jamaican women. She spoke directly to Jamaican women. She talked about where Jamaican women were heading, talked about what Jamaican women on a whole was accepting for themselves and of themselves, and the names and the labels. She talked about what she was witnessing in St. Anne and in other parts of Jamaica, and she asked, is this our Jamaica? And you could tell, as usual, she speaks from her belly bottom. As usual, she speaks from her soul, and you could feel that last night. When she took the stage this morning, she talked about being on at the time she was on. I think she was on sometime after 2 o'clock, but talked about, even while she was so outspoken and talking truth to power, that she had to be holding back. And we saw that also from Muta on stage. Well, Muta didn't hold back. Muta just laid it out. Also in between, that was in between a band change. So the stage at Rebel Salute was phenomenal. Luciano, I could tell, and I'm not sure what the situation was, but we're spiritual people and spiritual vibe, and I think that something happened, and so it's, with Luciano, we've been watching Luciano perform for years, and it's not that he didn't perform well, it's just that we saw how he had to go deep to cut and clear. And so whatever that was, and Luciano himself talked about energies, and he talked about the energy from the crowd and the energy from the people and the energy to the artists, and that told me that yes, what I was picking up from Luciano was what it was. And but still, as usual, a brilliant performance. It's just that there was that energy, Luciano, and maybe one day you'll tell us what that vibe was, because that vibe, you struggled with it, and you went deep for the most spiritual of yourself, and you came out at the end coming back with Lord, give me strength, brilliant. We loved it. Richard Spice, my brother. Richard Spice. All the time. All the time. Richard Spice can do no wrong for me. I just say, no wrong at all. No time at all. But Richard Spice, there's something, I loved your performance as usual. And we talked earlier about how you performed through the monitors locking down and the sound going off, and we couldn't see you up on the stage, and you were just singing your heart out just the same. But even before that, you just came out with Richard Spice, and you were, phenomenal as usual. So we have to give credence and big up as usual our brother Richard Spice. Something I didn't like about Richard Spice's performance, and it wasn't him. So I suppose, I know I've been in this business for a long time, so I do know that we call people up on stage. Hold on there. What I didn't like is, and I know that this has to happen, right? Because we see it happen all the time, and we see how young artists are, given a primetime stage, and this is part of the continuity. So it's par for the road. We know it happens, and it's SOP, and it works. I don't have any problem with it. But something happened last night at Rebel Salute, and I'll go and tell you about it. For almost everyone who called up someone else, it changed the frequency. It changed the frequency, the energy, the vibration. And so I wondered about it. And it was most noticeable with Maxi Priest. And it's not that the performance wasn't good. It could stand by itself, not Maxi Priest, the person who was called up. He could stand by himself and do a brilliant performance somewhere else at another time. But those two together, the frequencies clashed, right? I'm saying this, which is my honest how I felt. You would let me don't tell us that the moon did out, hang low, and Saturn did up there so, and Jupiter did over there so, and Venus was right over there so, and so on and so forth. So the energy on the field at Rebel Salute, it was some high energy. It was. And if you understand the universe the way we're supposed to understand the universe and our oneness with the universe, so even, and this is why I talked about Cordell Green and what he said, because Cordell meant this good. He meant it in a positive way. He said his segment, it was 666, and it was against Lucifer. It was artists against Lucifer. It was these performances that were going to be happening here against Lucifer. Now, in that environment where the moon was hanging low and Saturn did over there so, and Jupiter did up there so, and so on and so forth, and Mars was right over there so, and you could see the planetary alignment. I think Lucifer came because he heard him name. We could see, listen, because of where I was at the back, because, you know, I'm not the backstage because I can't have the egos, right? So I don't ever do backstage. I'm not a backstage person unless I'm working where I have to go, and the person who is backstage refused to come forward to be interviewed by me, and me are the only one who can do the interview. That's the only time I go backstage, and I don't care who, because you see the backstage thing there? That is a space for narcissism and psychopathy and sociopathy, and we can't manage them something there. my spirit can't manage them demons. Me can't cast out nothing. So anyway, so I don't go backstage, right? I usually just chill at the back of the audience. And so I was chilling way at the back, you know. No, but I don't think my 4 people were behind me, so I cannot take in everything. You see me? Now that I Shot the Sheriff cannot be played on the radio in Jamaica. Now, I didn't know that, right? I haven't played it in a long time, but I didn't know that. And if I'm thinking, I didn't have a long discussion with Muta and Nick about it, but if I'm thinking that it is because of violence, that they're saying that this is because of violence, if what I'm thinking is that, then all media houses owe themselves this one thing, which is to go to the Broadcasting Commission or to meet among themselves at the media owners level to have a conversation about how metaphors are used in music, and whether or not we're going to dash out all of the metaphor them, and is there a place for metaphors in Jamaican music? And is there a place for metaphors in Jamaican music on air, on radio, or television, or anywhere, for that matter? Because we knew a long time ago that I Shot the Sheriff wasn't about Bob Marley literally taking up a gun and shooting a sheriff, and that he had any plan to shoot the deputy. We know that they represent the sheriff. In the song is a metaphor. A metaphor, the right term? Yeah, it's a metaphorical interpretation that we need for that. The sheriff, it represents oppression. And the deputy represent the innocent bystander. We know that. And it's not a literal shooting. So I don't know where this come from, or I don't know all of the lyrics of the song. So we're going to ban Bob Marley in Jamaica now, which in the name of everything that is good and holy and kind. Which part we're going to, how Muta, me get it right? I did not know this before. I heard it just now from Muta, and it is not sitting well with me. How can you say that you can't play I Shot the Sheriff, but I didn't shoot the deputy? Which part of that can't play? If we can't play that, then a whole heap of songs can't play on radio. A whole heap of songs. Because you can find metaphors. Let me tell you about African people, and especially those of us who come from the Bantu tribes, the ethnic group, the Bantu and the Igbos, because we there Jamaica, right? The Igbos and the Bantus. You see, our people, part of our culture, part of how we evolved, part of who we are, we talk in metaphors. You just listen to Jamaican people talk. We talk in metaphors. We have a metaphor for everything. That's how we talk. That's how we relate to each other. That is how we explain things to each other. That is how we write with poetry. That's how we write with songs. I don't get it. I don't get it. What kind of big stick policeman business this? And I wonder the extent to which a conversation has been had by media generally in Jamaica with the Broadcasting Commission about that, if this is true. And I don't expect Muta to tell me not know where go, sir. Muta knows what he's saying. He must have been told at some point that It's not. It's banned, but banned by who? And Cordell, is this a broadcasting commission policy now, where metaphors are chucked out with everything else? We know when bad man play a gunman song and a write gunman lyrics. We know that, and enough of them still a play on radio. What we're going to do about the metaphor them? Me have a problem, you know. I know my problem still. But me see it as a problem. What are we going to do about the metaphors? Are you telling us that we can no longer sing or write or play or dance in metaphors? What kind of foolishness that? That makes no sense whatsoever. So I would say to the Broadcasting Commission, to media houses generally at the MAJ level, that we need to look again at how media is being policed in Jamaica by the body responsible for issuing the license, the regulatory body, which is the Broadcasting Commission, which is attached to the Ministry of Information, I think it is. Yeah? And somehow we need to sit down and have a conversation. And like how politicians love have junkets. What we call them something in Jamaica again? Them go to a hotel for a weekend, and them sit down. Them say them go up on something. We know it as junket, don't it? We who study overseas. How would I stop the name again? When them go to a hotel for a weekend, and them sit down all weekend and eat all-inclusive food and come back with a document that is not quite finished until then go back to the hotel for next year with the same document that is not quite finished and come back with it again and say them have to put it in a book, but if you get it in a book, them have to go back the year after that again for determine what color the book cover must be. This is how them work. So please to go on one of those junkets and sort this thing out. It's just not working. Now work. What can go, sir? Talk again about Valiant, the music. Let me forget. Let us X out the lyrics. And I want to say something personal to Valiant or his team or the people let him call him auntie and him cousins and so on. The kind of music, and you heard Muta say it, because me and my husband have a discussion about it, you know, and he was saying something similar to Muta, and I feel the same thing. The music is on the right frequency. That is it. That music that is accompanying Valiant is on the right frequency for this time. It's on the right frequency. And you hear Muta say it transcends dancehall. It is true. It have a level of sophistication and creativity and just soothing to the spirit. So, all right, Valiant, here's my charge to you and your team. Use that music for good, my brother. Take off them lyrics they offer it. Come from which part you're there. And let us use the music there for something positive. Do you know that if you change the lyrics that you have to that music to some positive things, I mean, no, it's a positive sound wide, but you know, there's so many songwriters in Jamaica that can hold your hand through this. Go to the International Music, the Island Music Conference, and talk to Judith Bodley and the team, and you know, Sonia Stanley Naya and them, and get some, and Donna, what's Donna's surname again? From Yui, Donna Hope, and get some, and Caroline Cooper on them. Get some love. Now, you know, Buju Banton. Let me tell you something about Buju Banton. One time Caroline Cooper called me, you know, and she said, "You have a book club going?" I'm gonna say, "Yeah." And she said, "I can't tell her the book you're reading." And she tell me the book, and so I'm gonna have a conversation about it. And she said, you know how I know? And she said, "Well, it's Buju Banton." Tell her, I'm talking about in the 90s, and I'm not about now, where people like Buju Banton and Sizzler and them, and they've got a balance, you know, because we see how the thing will work, but they've got a balance where you can draw for them on some different levels. And this is where you need to find that balance now. Valiant. Because I am telling you the truth. A long time, you know, hearing the music that in the dancehall genre that me feel so comfortable with. soothing and nice. Sweet like sugar. 4 minutes after 9 o'clock. And you know it go, when the music hits you, you feel no pain. Coming at a crucial moment. We're hearing recently of increasing heart ailments in Jamaica. I don't know if you heard that news, that we have increasing heart ailments on this island, and that there are only 18 cardiologists on the island of Jamaica. I know somebody's going to say a lie, may I tell. But me know say no me alone hear the news and see the news and read the news. So, should I say allegedly, because it's reporting everywhere. 3 million people just coming out of COVID vaccines. That one of the side effects of the COVID vaccine is myocarditis and heart problems and heart ailments. So the hospitals are overrun with people with heart conditions. Whether they want to connect it back to the COVID vaccine or they don't want to connect it to the COVID vaccine is their business. We don't know that the Pfizer documents that the court mandated Pfizer to dump, to make public, that Pfizer dumped those documents. I've been talking about this for 3 years now or more. Pfizer was forced to dump these documents. The last time I go back to look for the documents, you can't find them. But they're out there, and Pfizer has been told again to dump, to release more documents. There's a whole lot happening with this vaccine thing, you know. You're not even paying attention that there's a lot of news coming out about the COVID-19 vaccine. Why is it that that academia, the academics in Jamaica, from the Ministry of Health, from the University of the West Indies, from UTEC, from NCU, from PAHO, why is it that they're all silent on all of the research coming out on the COVID-19 vaccine? Don't you see that this is deliberate? I think we should call all their names and ask them to please come forward and talk to us about the latest research and the latest news coming out of Pfizer and Moderna and AstraZeneca and all of them. I am not going to keep announcing this information coming out of these spaces. I think that we owe it to ourselves, especially if you... All right, anyway, just a long and short of it is this. One of the side effects that Pfizer knew about this side effect, the WHO, the World Health Organization, knew about this side effect, but they never publicized it. If what Donald Trump is suggesting that he will do, if he does that, then we'll hear much more with RFK and Rand Paul. But what good is the news to us if we only have 18 cardiologists to serve 3 million people? When I spoke last week about, and the week before, about structural violence is the violence that the state, the government, unleash on its people through the organizational structures, the institutions, the agencies, and so on. And through denial of access, denial of service, denial of resources. That is the greatest violence. More people in Jamaica are dying from the violence that the government of Jamaica is pulling off on the people of Jamaica than them dying from gunshot wound and traffic accident. And if you think me a lie, you ask them. How many die sitting down on a chair, waiting for days in hospitals in Jamaica? People, I say that to my own two eyes, I not ask nobody nothing. People sit down on a chair for days waiting for a bed. That is violence against a nation. That is violence against the people. They have normalized it. And the Minister of Health, you know, I'm going through a thing right now. And you see, I am high from the herb curb and from the coffee. But I am still very sane. I'm not a politician like Peter Tosh, but I suffer the consequences. I'm going through a thing right now where the financial system and the financial institutions have been weaponized against me. And everybody when me buck up and tell me along the way that the only reason why they have weaponized these institutions and these systems against me, because they're calling in stuff that I don't even know about, I don't even have. They just decide to just throw everything at me. This is basically what I'm going through now, and I'm just telling you. But the bottom line to all of this is how they try to silence you. This is how they try to silence you. And so I know this because the people I have to deal with are the same people that I talk about in this space. It's a good question. It is a very good question. Is the media allowed to play Eric Clapton's version of I Shot the Sheriff or only Bob Marley's version? Because if you recall, Peter Tosh spoke about this song, and he himself, Peter Tosh, put it in perspective. Bob Marley, I can't remember reading or hearing anything from Bob Marley saying much about it, but I know Peter Tosh talked about why it was written at the time when it was written, and it was obviously written because of oppression and the oppressive forces in Jamaica, And so this is interesting that, the song is banned in Jamaica because, it kind of reminds me of Anthony B's Fire Upon Rome. The poor Paul and the sisters on Combe. Because there was a reason why Anthony B's song was banned in Jamaica. Because when you touch on toes, then it doesn't care. They don't care if you're Bob Marley, national icon to be, whatever that is, or Marcus Garvey, who are begging Joe Biden to pardon, like him do anything wrong. I'd like to say something about that. I do not agree with this thrust to ask for pardon for Marcus Garvey, and the reason for that, you Google the meaning of the word pardon. You pardon somebody who has done wrong and admitted that they've done wrong, and so that you grant them a pardon. Now, we know Mwalimu didn't do anything wrong. So, and if you really want to make a difference to his record, then we don't even use the word exoneration. We talk about expunging the record. We don't even want to hear pardon or exoneration. We dash out them two words there. We say expunge the records of Marcus Garvey. That means they clean it, wipe it off, take off the lies off of you, book them. Otherwise, from that, allow the old man alone, make him retire in peace. I don't know where this come from all of a sudden. Who are you doing it for? Those who are behind this push to pardon Marcus Garvey. This is not about Garvey. This is about you. You want the accolades for that. At whose expense? Mwalimu's expense. Mwalimu Garvey don't need to be pardoned for anything. He didn't do anything wrong. And if you continue on this trajectory, all you're doing is sullying the name and the memory and the legacy of this great Jamaican Pan-African, African-centered Pan-African. Stop with it already. Unless you're saying, and we're not asking you, we're saying to you, expunge the records of Marcus Garvey. It's simple. It's simple. Play Shabba-Rangs. We're no big. I want to go back to this point that Jamaica only has, according to numerous reports, 18 heart doctors, a cardiologist, to serve 3 million people. That is vulgar. That is a crime. That is a sin. That is wickedness. And we are quibbling and quabbling and fighting with each other about how much money this man did promise that the man, and how much which seat pan which board, and whether or not another man will come run in the constituency. You think that'll get us away? That's not going to get us anywhere. One thing we know, that on both sides of the hall in the synagogue of Satan, which is the parliament of Jamaica, because remember, we're in Revelation time right now. They do promise each other seats on boards. Why do you think the boards then pack up with them political operatives, whoever in power, Why do you think entire boards resign when a new party comes in power? The first time me find that out as a child when my father tell me that the entire National Water Commission board resigned because our next party win, I was very confused. And my father have to take the Gleaner and read the Gleaner something to me and explain to me why it happens. I couldn't have been more than about 10. Me couldn't figure it out. Long after me, I said, that Papa did mean. So they've been doing this from Wapi kill Philomena and a Philip now. They've been doing this forever. They stuck the boards of our agencies and our institutions down to the schools and carry them nasty tribalistic politics into and stuck the boards with them political operatives. The universities, the schools, the hospitals, the NHTs, wherever they're stuck with their political operatives. They promise each other this. This is what they do. What Mr. Lawrence Rowe has made public was already known. Stop with it already, like you never know. And whether or not 15 million was promised to him, yes or no, we know so that happened too. Do you understand the point I'm making? On both sides of the fence. Stop going like you never know. What is the reason for this? What is the reason for this big hoopla hula looba about all of this? It is wrong. It is corruption. It is nastiness. It is vulgar. But when you don't listen to the radio and discuss it and thank God say it happened on that side, do you have a nutritious meal to go home to? Can you send your children to school? If you're sick and you go to the hospital, will you get a bed in time? Do you have to wait 3 weeks in line just to see a doctor who wasn't there? Jamaica is a morbid country. Jamaica is a traumatized country. Jamaica has a mental health, and I'm not saying this mother has a mental health situation, but there is something called postpartum depression. And if a young mother has 4 children going into her 5 and she's just in her 20, she must have a conversation. The system must be set in such a way that that mother should be going through a pathway that leads her to counseling for postpartum depression. But we do not care about each other. All we care about is the concrete that we're putting up and the tar that we're laying down. Now make me tell you something. It better we did a drive pan the rough road than what we used to drive pan in the 80s when the tar never touch. You remember them road there? When we somewhere walk barefoot go to school. No tar never touch them road there. But we stop a road and pick orange. And I'm not saying go back to that day, you know. You can't even find orange tree now. I'm just saying we'd be better off if we never lay no tar upon a road and we never put up no concrete structure, but we were taking care of each other. First, let us build our communities. First, let us deal with our healthcare system. First, let us deal with our mental health. First, let us deal with our health. First, let us deal with our families. First, let us deal with our kindergarten children. First, let us build a community before we start building them monstrosities that you're building and talking about. It is modern architecture where everything concrete from the floor to the roof. And come tell me about sustainable this and sustainable that. I'm not modern about them because these houses are in all of North Africa. They've been there forever, long before time and within time and around time. But we suddenly discover them and everybody roof concrete. And everybody is into real estate. Every politician is into real estate, and this politician is saying that everything that is imported into the country is a lot of it imported by another politician, because politicians are the ones in the synagogue of Satan on both sides of the aisle who have all these import licenses to take in imported, genetically modified, poisonous filth for our babies to put in their mouth and for us to put in our mouth and then turn around talking about lifestyle diseases, you hypocrites. Strong winds are coming. What the wind god name again? Because we say Shango. What the wind god name? I've been challenged on this many times by many people. I stand my ground. We're moving into technocracy. Take care of your children, take care of yourself, take care of your community. Farming is the key. Agriculture is the culture that we need to spend a lot of time on now, along with our culture, African culture, right up there with agriculture. We're going to get it right. It can't be that we see ourselves emulating those who mean us no good. What? I mean, why we buy into this idea that we need to build some concrete structure and turn the tomato them upside down and grow them upon some other concrete and steal on them something there? And where we get that something there from? We don't need that, Aya. We don't need that. And why everything have to be GMO? There has to be a concerted effort by us as a people to look again at the land and the whole heap of land them that them says crown land, but other farmlands across Jamaica, and especially in places where they're building some serious concrete structure. Them says high end is not for we, is Airbnb, and it is for them and them friends, but they're building them on our farmlands. You think it can continue like this? It cannot continue like this. And if I wasn't so tired, I would continue talking. But I'm really tired. So I don't know how much more of Dean Fraser I can play. Morning, Dean Fraser. Thank you for the music. I wish that Big A would relieve me half an hour early. Mr. Big, just see me at Rebel Salute. You don't know. I now feel as if I'm falling down. So, make us see if we can take Dean Fraser from the top. Back with you inside of the Africa Forum. This is Running African. Well, we do have some breaking news, and I'm sure it's being reported elsewhere in Jamaica before, but I've been on since 6 o'clock. So for us, it is still breaking news at this point. So I'm getting this from lots of listeners. So many of you have written to me, called me, sent me information, in news clips, news stories, and I'm just thinking about two people who have really sent me this and made it for me credible. And one is Isis Miller, who was calling me to say she herself had a conversation with Julius Garvey, Dr. Julius Garvey, and the other is Shane Clark, who has sent me a report from Reuters published on Yahoo News, which says U.S. President Joe Biden pardoned 5 people on Sunday, that's today, including the late civil rights leader Marcus Garvey, and commuted the sentences of 2, the White House said in a statement. Garvey, who died in 1940, and I'm reading now from Reuters, Garvey, who died in 1940, was a civil rights leader who was convicted of mail fraud in 1923 and sentenced to 5 years imprisonment, a sentence that was commuted by President Calvin Coolidge in 1927. Human rights organizations credit Garvey as the first man to organize a mass movement among African Americans. The White House said he created Black Star Line Shipping Company and founded the Universal Negro Improvement Association, which celebrated African history and culture. The other people pardoned include Daryl Chambers, a gun violence prevention advocate who was convicted of a nonviolent drug offense, immigration advocate Ravidath Ravi Ragbur, who was convicted of a nonviolent offense in 2001, the White House said in a statement. Biden also pardoned Don Leonard Scott, who was convicted of a nonviolent drug offense in 1994 and was sentenced to 10 years in prison. Scott was elected to the Virginia State Legislature in 2019 and became its first black speaker last year, the White House said. Kemba Smith Pradia, a criminal justice advocate who was previously convicted of a non-violent drug offense in 1994, also was pardoned. Biden commuted the sentences of 2 others who were sentenced in the 1990s and whom he credited with remarkable rehabilitation: Robin Peoples and Michelle West. So, to reiterate, from Reuters out of Washington, U.S. President Joe Biden pardoned 5 people today, Sunday, including the late civil rights leader Marcus Garvey, and commuted the sentences of 2, according to a statement from the White House. Well, you know how I feel about that, so I don't have to go over that. I promise you that I'll come back to this. Why King James? I'm playing this Daylight Come and I Want to Go Home from Dean Fraser, right? Tribute to Belafonte. So that Big A would have picked it up and realized I want to go home and I come, but Big A not there. Mr. Biggs. Anyway, so I promise you that I'll go back to why King James authorized a version. And remember, when King James authorized his version of the Bible, he kept out many people. And him lock up a room, a conclave, and put a few people inside there. And they had to write what he wanted because he saw for himself that the authority was invested in the king. And he was a king. And so the Bible had to reflect that. People, when they read the Bible, had to understand one thing for sure and 2 things for certain. And the one for sure is that he was the head of the church and head of everything else, and the authority of God was vested in him. The second thing for certain was that there was nothing wrong with slavery and enslavement. And if you read every single King James version today, that's what it's telling you. There were other Bibles before that. They changed them. There's a whole lot of conversation around the Bible, the King James version. No black person should have a King James version in a them house, in a them hand, nowhere near them, understanding what it means when you say you have a King James version. There are other ways to read the Bible, to understand the Word of God, if this is how you look at it, to understand what God wanted for you, if this is how you vision and envision God. We must begin to face the truth about our situation, because some things only come to enslave us, and it will enslave us forever. One of that is what King James I of Scotland, England and Ireland did. This man was just the other day in Barn. The history is not so far away. Why are we so afraid of history? Well, this reminds me of the days. Remember them, did? Yeah, because, it's not that me and Big A used to it, because it's over the years. It's funny, since you've been relieving me on a Sunday morning for 35 years now, right? 34 years.
Yeah, as much as that, yes.
Right. So, far away I come from in a long time. And we used to go to the same parties, meaning that anywhere did something that we did. Not that we go together, but we... I come back before you, and then you come back and sleep in your vehicle. Oh, that's how, don't it? Mm-hmm. This is how it used to be back in the day. And even if it wasn't the same parties, we were... we used to party hard, don't it? Grab a mic, eh?
It's been a little better now, because remember, Rebel Salute used to be in St. Elizabeth.
That is what I'm thinking now.
Right? And,
yes.
And we used to be on the road.
Yes.
That used to be the days
yes.
of and, we must thank the Most High for journeying mercies.
Big A, sometimes I used to drive myself. I wonder how me used to drive myself on St. Elizabeth with a stick shift.
No, that was
stick shift, I mean gear carrying. But me can only do gear 1, 2, and 3.
No, man.
Well, slight exaggerate.
It was a thing. And
no.
St. Elizabeth and then
no. And then at Brooks Park, we used to... Brooks Park then? Well, Fairs Entertainment is which part?
It was here, Fairs to Brooks to... And,
right.
Whatever the complexes in St. Elizabeth.
Right, Rebel, a long time in a Rebel. A long time in a Rebel. We were for the Fairs, Brooks. Which part does it go after Brooks?
Go again?
Fairs and Brooks.
Yeah, and then St. Elizabeth.
And then St. Louis, yes. And then
Malco or Al Park, whatever they say.
True. And then finally here in St. Anne. And it's a long time in beginning of bleach. No, I'm not talking for myself. A long time in a bleach like this. So, anyway, here we are. What you thought of the show? Well, we had a good discussion with Muta and so on, and Nick and Ras Jomo this morning, just looking at it. But your perspective, overall perspective, Bigay, quickly. Grab the microphone, man. Cause it's like on my foot this one. While Bigay is doing that, so I see the local papers are now reporting on the so-called pardon posthumously of Molimu Marcus Garvey. We still say expunge the records of Garvey. But so Biden has gone ahead and pardoned. And I bet you the news is, and everybody in Jamaica going to be jumping, well, most people going to be jumping all over this to say, pardon. Well, pardon me. Expunge his records. So, Bigay, yeah, we talk about the crowd size. This is the least amount of people we've seen ever.
The least populated.
Populated is good.
Yeah.
That's a good word.
Yeah, the least populated.
Because when you think of the other venues, about what, if you were to put a number on it, what would it be?
Whoa. It would be unfair for me to say that because I didn't get a chance to get the widest perspective, to walk through and to see the dynamics. But it was not, in terms of crowd size, anywhere near the best or the bigger rebel salutes that I have been.
Overall, the music, what time did you come? Did you get there?
Before we did.
So
I got there when Tony Rebel was on stage.
Okay, good time. So did you? What's your perspective on the performances and the music?
Yeah, the performances were good. I
agree.
Saluters, though, over the years would probably, well, it depends on who you ask. There are some saluters who will tell you that they probably would like to see some more fresh faces, while others are content with the tried and proven. Those who have been back and those performers. Those performers who are
perennial.
Yeah, standard salute performers.
And standard bearers too, because they're good. They're for the most part very good performers.
Yeah, well, of course.
Gangali, old gang, Louis Culture. You saw him?
No, but I saw him recently. I saw him recently. But Louis is always in good form.
Of course. And I heard Muta and Nick and Ras Jomo just told us that Turbulence was excellent.
Turbulence is also an excellent performer. He, like one or two others on the show, you don't need a hit song to strike the crowd.
Yeah.
Even though he has several,
Oh yeah.
Even though he has several,
he performed on Running African this morning. Just so you know.
Oh yeah.
It was like that.
Okay.
Jamason, Turbulence, Louis Culture, well performed. Culture P. Thank you, team. Yeah, man, we have some good performances on the show this morning.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So, what did you think of Queen Africa? Because, I reserved a nice little spot for her because I thought she did well. I thought she looked well. I thought her outfit was nice, really nice. I loved it. I love the fact that she mentioned it, because obviously different from what you normally see on stage with for the most part.
Queen,
Yeah.
Queen is queen, and you just can't get rid of her mission, her purpose, and she sticks to it. She knows what she believes in, and you're going to have to just kill her if you want her to stop. That is her thing. She just knows what it is that she wants to preach.
Yeah, brilliant. It was brilliant. And she really brought something, I thought, to the space in that there was a lull and, so the vibe a little lowish.
Yeah, she got to shake up some feathers.
Yeah.
She was going to, She rattled some nerves, really.
So who was, like the standout performances for you that you saw?
Queen, of course.
Of course, yeah.
Queen. Maxi probably was a little hoarse, but I wanted to see Maxi. I haven't seen him in a while.
I mean, I was dancing like crazy. I was just all over the place with Maxi. Yeah. I really was totally. My energy shifted when he brought on, the co-performer,
the DJ.
Yeah.
New Kids.
Do you know New Kids?
Mm-hmm.
Because what I said is that I thought he can stand by himself, New Kids, that he could do a pretty good show, but that when Maxi brought him on, the whole frequency for me shifted. Mm-hmm. For Maxi, and he never really got it back. He went out with something that, not many people related to anyway. But Maxi Priest did very well, and that's not a takeaway from his performance. So.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And all of the old songs them we used to play, so don't you?
Don't it?
I tell you, man, me say, I was just singing with him left, right, and center. I know every song, every lyric.
Yeah,
it was like that. So what about Dawn Penn?
I miss her.
Smooth,
I miss her.
Smooth operator. Professional. She's still got it. She's mature. She's sophisticated. She's just smooth. I don't know what I word for him. I just love her performance.
Yeah, man. She knows how to. Persons know her for one big song, and she knows how to use that song.
To work up to that song there.
To make a statement.
Yeah. And she taught Spanish,
Yeah?
Buenos tardes. Yeah, she was good. Well, Mr. Biggie, I'm going to leave you now. Unless there's something else you want to say about Rebel Salute.
No, man. Rebel Salute 2026. We're looking forward to that. And, kudos once again to the Rebel.
Yeah.
Happy belated.
Hey, Tony, I totally missed that. Happy belated.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to be April in Florida. So you think you might check it out?
I could.
Yeah.
I could.
Well, Tony, you're never going to invite me.
Yeah? I could. If I'm invited, I certainly will be there.
Tony, I look by the way. If I don't get an invitation, I can't make it. Me just say. Anyway, but I know. I mean, it's like Muto, and I know we've had this discussion before that. And even though I didn't get a chance to listen to the interview you did with him on Monday last, was it Monday?
Mm-hmm.
That spoke to some of these things. I know you two are optimistic that taking it overseas is a good thing to do. It's a good next step.
It is. It is. I jokingly said to Tony that it is the mountain going to Muhammad.
Right, there you go. We'll leave it at that. Lalibela, good work. Mr. Big A, so I've been playing a song for you all day, and you just have come, but I can't even find it back to come out with. Oh goodness, Belafonte thing. Dean Fraser. So Big A there, I'm gone. See you next week.